पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा। शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमाम् आद्यां जगद्व्या।
Thank you, Dimitris.
At the outset, we would like to express our deep gratitude to all the dignitaries for joining us today for the Marketinar-2023 on Customer Service Excellence and Customer Experience, Better Customer Retention and Customer Acquisition.
Customer service excellence and customer experience are two critical factors that can significantly impact customer acquisition and customer retention. Providing exceptional customer service and a positive customer experience can help businesses attract new customers while also keeping existing ones loyal.
Now, I request Air Commodore Dr. Jayan Kumar Sahu, Director AIMT, to kindly deliver the welcome address for the Marketinar 2023. Sir, please.
ऐसी टेक्निकल टीम के अंडर में
Mr. Gurpram Chaudhary, the head sales, Mother Dairy Private Limited. Dr. Abhishek Singh, the regional manager, Retail Private Limited. Mr. Atul Mohan, business consultant for small business. Esteemed dignitaries, distinguished speakers, academia, faculty of AIMT, participants, and my dear students. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the management, faculty members, staff, and all students, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Marketinar 2023 on customer service excellence and customer experience, better customer retention and acquisition at the Army Institute of Management Technology. Before we start, let me introduce my institute is on behalf of my distinguished guests and delegates. The Army Institute of Management and Technology was established in 2004 by the Army Welfare Education Society to provide quality management education, leading to the award of BBA and MBA degree to the wards of the Army personnel. The college is accredited by NAC and is recognized by the All India Council for Technical Education. The institute is ISO 9001:2015 certified and is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh IP University. It is a matter of pride for us that our institute is assessed as CAT A Educational Institute continuously since its inception in 2004. Our placement record is pretty good and our students are doing extremely well in various industries and have earned a name for themselves and for the AIMT. We have also trained over 1,000 judicial officials of Uttar Pradesh under the Management Development Program. Coming back to the present context of the Marketinar, the topic is actually very relevant to the students of the B school because it is a core concept of any successfully run business model. A study reveals that 69% of the customers don't go back to a company if they have even one bad experience with that brand. So you need to understand that it is not enough to only attract the customer, you have to retain them too in the long run, and it can be possible only by offering excellent customer service and great experience. As we all know, the customer service excellence is the cornerstone of any successful business. It is the key to building long-term relationship with customer and ensuring their satisfaction. The customer experience, on the other hand, is the sum total of all interactions that a customer has with a particular shop or a brand or with a company. It encompasses everything from the initial contact to the final sale and beyond. Now, in today's competitive business environment, it is actually more important than ever to provide an excellent customer service and customer experience. This is because customers have more choice than ever before, and they are more likely to switch to a competitor if they are not satisfied with their experience. Customer experience is the heart of the relationship between a business and its customer. Typically, when people talk about customer experience, they mean traditional sales and marketing touchpoints along with the customer journey. For an example, attentive store clerks in attractive stores. However, in today's context, the concept is changing in total, as many people are now buying items online. Popular websites such as Amazon, Myntra, etc. have evolved strategy to provide customer experience through user-friendly website and apps. According to a survey by PwC, the 73% of the customers say that the customer experience is an important factor in their purchasing decision. The statistics highlight the importance of providing a positive customer experience in order to retain customer and win new business. Moreover, in today's world, having a positive customer experience is crucial for any business, as it can have a significant impact on customer retention and acquisition. When customers have a positive experience with a business, they are more likely to return and recommend it to the others. So, a positive customer experience can be achieved in various ways, such as providing excellent customer service, delivering high quality products or service, and creating a personalized experience for each customer. Businesses that prioritize the customer experience tend to have a higher customer loyalty and retention rate. Customers are more likely to continue doing business with a company that has provided them with a positive experience in the past. Moreover, they are more likely to recommend the business to others, which can lead to a new customer and increase revenue. On the other hand, a negative customer experience can have a detrimental effect on a business. The customers who have a negative experience are less likely to return and even share their negative experience with others, which can harm the business reputation. So, to discuss these issues in detail, we have today a panel of experts who will share their experience and bring their perspective to generate the clarity of the concept. I will urge my students to actively interact with our panel of experts to clarify their doubts and learn the golden principle of business success from them. Let me once again extend a warm welcome to all our distinguished panelists for sparing their valuable time to attend this Marketinar and giving the key business principles and rules to our emerging leaders. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now, I'd like to introduce Major General Pravneesh Kumar, Vishish Seva Medal, Chief of Staff, Headquarters, Delhi Area, and Chairman, AIFT. Sir was commissioned into the 3rd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, on 16 December 1989. Sir has served with his battalion in high altitude area at Dras under Operation Raksha, in counter-insurgency, counter-terrorism operations in Northeast under Operation Orchid, and Siachen Glacier under Operation Bindu. Apart from serving twice under 51 Para Brigade, Sir has commanded 5th Battalion, the Kumaon Regiment as part of Strike Corps and in field area under a mountain division with its operational role in Sikkim. Sir has commanded a mountain brigade in Jammu and Kashmir under Northern Command, and in his last assignment, Sir was General Officer commanding reorganized Army Plains Infantry Division on Western borders. Sir has held various staff appointments as DAMS, AMS, Deputy Military Secretary, Assistant Military Secretary at Military Secretary's Branch, Director, Complaint Advisory Board at Chief of the Army Staff Secretariat, Colonel General Staff of a mountain division in Northeast and Brigadier General Staff of a corps in a high altitude area in Northern Command. His tenures also include instructional appointments at the Infantry School of Mao and Counter-Insurgency and Jungle Warfare School, Wellington. Sir has also held the appointment of Training Battalion Commander at the Kumaon Regimental Center, Ranikhet. Sir undertook his foreign mission in Kabul, Afghanistan. Apart from the basic military courses and the course with the Army School of Aviation, United Kingdom, Sir is qualified in GSSC, Higher Command, and NDC. Now, we would like to play a video that has been sent to us by Sir, as due to his busy schedule, he won't be able to join us today. I request the technical team to play the video.
Mr. Ram Ramalingam, Chief Marketing Officer, Future Analytica Private Limited, Mr. Roopram Chaudhary, Head Sales, Mother Dairy Private Limited, Dr. Abhishek Singh, Regional Manager, Britannia Private Limited, Mr. Atul Mohan, Business Consultant for Small Businesses, Dr. Sapna Popli, Professor of Marketing, IMT Ghaziabad, Mr. Paritosh Gupta, Chief Marketing Officer, who's worked with Nestle, ITC and Perfity, Mr. Vikhyat Kansal, Head Marketing for Beverages at Nestle Private Limited, Mr. Rahul Kumar, Delivery Lead at Sara Creation, Air Commodore Dr. J.K. Sahu, Director, Army Institute of Management and Technology, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished speakers, academia, faculty of AIMT, participants and my dear students. Good morning everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Marketinar 2023 on customer service excellence and customer experience for better customer retention and acquisition at the Army Institute of Management and Technology, Greater Noida. I am happy to learn that AIMT is conducting this annual marketing conclave on a very important topic which is also of paramount importance in the world of business, that is customer service excellence and customer experience. The success of any business is solely dependent on its customers. Without customers, there would be no reason for a business to exist. Therefore, it is essential for any business to prioritize customer service excellence and customer experience in order to achieve better customer retention and acquisition. First and foremost, let us understand what customer service excellence truly means. It is not just about providing adequate service, it goes much beyond that. Customer service excellence is the commitment to consistently exceeding customers' expectations and going that extra mile to ensure their satisfaction. It is about creating an experience that leaves a lasting impression and a positive emotional connection that compels the customers to come back for more and recommend us to the other customers. I believe loyalty is reciprocative. By providing loyal customer service, we create loyal customers who keep coming back to us. When customers receive personalized attention, prompt responses, and effective problem resolution, they feel valued and appreciated. This fosters a sense of trust and loyalty towards our brands. Loyal customers not only continue to support us but also become our brand ambassadors by spreading a positive word of a brand and attracting new customers. Customer experience, on the other hand, is about every interaction a customer has with your brand. It encompasses everything from the first point of contact to the last. It is about creating a seamless and consistent experience across all the touch points, whether it is in store or online or a social media experience. A positive customer experience can be achieved in various ways, such as providing excellent customer service, delivering high quality product or services, and creating a personal experience for each customer. In conclusion, customer service, excellence, and customer experience are crucial for any business that wants to succeed in today's competitive marketplace. By prioritizing these aspects of your business, you can achieve better customer retention and acquisition, which will ultimately lead to increased revenue and growth. Dear students, you have a unique opportunity to shape the future of customer service and customer experience. Whether you choose to become an entrepreneur, a manager, or employee, you will play a crucial role in driving the customer centricity within your respective organizations. Embrace this responsibility and never underestimate the impact of this particular important aspect and the impact you can make in your respective organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, and dear students, without taking much of your time, I request all the eminent speakers to start their deliberations, and we are deeply honored to welcome you all once again. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed enlightening. Now I request all the dignitaries to come on the dais and take their seats.
लाइव जा रहा है वो जाने देना पॉज का बटन नहीं है इसमें
Thank you, dignitaries. Now I'd like to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. Rupram Chaudhary, Head Sales, Mother Dairy Private Limited. Sir is currently working as General Manager Sales at Mother Dairy Fruit and Vegetable Private Limited. Sir has also worked with State Head Retail Operation MP in Maharashtra, Reliance Retail Limited, State Head Retail Operation MP, Branch Manager NCR, Branch Manager Rajasthan. Now I'd like to invite Sir to the podium and enlighten us with the words. Sir, please.
रूपराम चौधरी
Good morning, everyone.
सर
So great. Respected Commander and fellow speakers, faculty, IIT, and students. So just let me tell you, when I got a call from Dr. Babita and Dr. Palvi, I didn't think much to accept it because I have a great association with armed forces. When I say great association, it means my founding time means like I studied in 7th school from 7th to 12th. So if you speak to me, I say I'm like trained soldier or trained armed force in armed forces. And the topic that was, it's a current topic, it's very relevant in today's world. Not in today's world even. You know that if you remember, even Mahatma Gandhi used to say, Grahak, what he used to say? Grahak Devo Bhava. It means like customer, if you treat customer as a dev, means a god, So you have to treat him like a god. So when that comes in anybody's mind, a god, it means you have to listen to him carefully. You have to also think and say, yes, he is whatever he says is right. I have a 5 slides presentation. Basically, it is effectively 3 only. So when we say customer experience and
ऑन कर दो ऑन रिमोट ऑन
so whenever somebody say customer service and experiences, so customer service and experiences are not two separate words. Customer services So customer services means if you do good service to customer, you will have a good experience. Good experience to consumer or customer means good service. So both are interlinked and both are very, very important. Here, just I would like to tell you there is a subtle difference between customer and consumer. When we say customer, it means a one who pays for your product and services. Consumer may be customer, he consumes product and services, may pay or without pay. But it means customer is a bigger word for you guys. So customer, whenever he pays for a product and services, that means he is looking for better return for that payment. So he always look for value for money, and he's like right now, no one is working in a isolation. You will have a lot of competition. It's hyper competitive market wherein so many other companies is trying to get more and more customers. They are like each and every company is fighting to get more customers. So one of the differentiator for any company is a customer service, is a customer experience. So what are the advantages and why it is required and why it is more important is like whenever you have a good experience or whenever a customer has good experience, he will keep on buying your product. And if you don't have a good experience, that means you may lose the customer. Losing of customer is a costing a harm to a company, any organization. It means like if you want to acquire new customer, you have to pay 6 to 7 times. The customer acquisition cost is even more than 6 to 7 times. Then the retaining the customer. It's always important. So whenever some customer in your fold, you have to retain it. And retention means you have to provide good services and you have to listen to consumer and you have to give value for money to him. And that's good customer services has a positive word of mouth. And word of mouth is a big, you can say, marketing tool for any marketeer in any organization. If a loyal customer, if he is satisfied customer, and if he has a good experience with your company, he will talk about your company and product to so many other his fellow friends, his fellow, even like wherever he goes. So it is geometrical, you'll find an increase in customer base. So at first place, you have to ensure that your customers is satisfied with your product and with your services. And that is the biggest differentiator I told you. In so many products, if you say in Mother Dairy, that is a milk, in full cream milk. So Mother Dairy has a full cream milk, Amul has a full cream milk, of any other players. They are full cream milk. Full cream milk is a full cream milk. So what is the differentiator? So that for that you have to provide good services to them. So that could be one of the differentiator. In so many other companies, you can take that example. And if that consumer or customer is satisfied with your services, with your product, you automatically have a higher revenue and higher business and higher money to earn. So if that customer is loyal to you, is satisfied with you, you can charge premium to them also. So all companies are for earning more and maximize their profit. So customer service is most important element in that. If you see so many other parameters. So what at Mother Dairy we are doing? You know, this somebody said. I think that's it. There are like it's a consumer has a journey of experience. It's not like only when he's buying or when he's consuming. With any company, with any product, with any services, there is a journey for a consumer to experience. So here, what we do, we start with informing consumer, giving convenience to him, and listening to him. These are three important elements. What are these three elements? Convenience, informing, and listening to them. So at Mother, what we are saying, okay, we have divided market in square kilometer grid, and we say, okay, for each square kilometer grid, we have there are 5 to 6 outlets. So consumer may get convenience of buying and buying product from us. Not only that we have our own outlets, but in other outlets also we make our product available. So we say 850 outlet across Variancia, open at 5:30 convenient time. For milk, product like milk, consumer requires as a many get up in the morning. Early morning he needs milk for making tea and his coffee. So that is also required. So we say it opens at 5:30, close at 10 p.m. and available on public holidays also. Even during emergency and pandemic, even during COVID, this world was standstill, but we people in Mother Dairy, even like people in Mother Dairy and our outlets were open for consumers, and we were providing milk with healthy products to consumer. So that's where we earn a lots of loyalty from consumers. Then we say we have a customer information system, full-fledged department wherein the people right from like schools to colleges, they do visit to that particular center and they understand what all we do at Mother Dairy. Even they understand how we are maintaining the quality of the product, how we are dispatching it, how we are storing it, and how we are selling the products, and what are all nutritional values those products gives to consumer. So that is a full-fledged system that works also, and on an average, you will find we welcome 25,000 consumers every year. With consumers, I mean from school, colleges, even management institutes, from so many other colleges, these people visit to us. Then we have a robust consumer complaint addressal system, wherein we say the consumer can buy 24/7, they can complain or they can talk to our people and they register their complaint or whatever feedback they have. And we have a system wherein within 48 hours, if they have any issues, that will be addressed to their satisfaction. And this is being monitored and reviewed at all levels, even topmost level. Our MD review these issues and complaints of the consumer regularly, and we are very, very particular and thoroughly we look at consumers' complaint and try to address them. So this is all about what we do and what I think about consumer experience, excellence, and services. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your expertise with us. Moving on, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Abhishek Singh, Regional Manager, Britannia Private Limited. Sir is currently working as Regional Manager, Britannia Private Limited. Sir has 20 years of professional working experience in the field of strategic sourcing and procurement and supply chain. And Sir is currently handling a supply network for 70 factories. Sir has also been associated with teaching for the last 8 years, in which he have been associated with IMT Ghaziabad in Operations Management Academic area. Sir has also conducted guest sessions for IIM Lucknow, Bodh Gaya, Rohtak, Ranchi, and many more in the field of logistics and supply chain. I'd like to invite Sir to the podium and enlighten us with your thoughts. So please.
अभिषेक अबे तो क्यों नंगा हो रहा है? मैं तेरे को थप्पड़ मार के भगाऊंगा बोल तो बेटर है इसको गांडू चला पेनड्राइव हाँ हो जाएगा पेनड्राइव से स्ट्रीम पॉज करना स्ट्रीम पॉज कैसे करेंगे कैमरा ऑफ कर देते कैमरा ऑफ कर देना कैमरा ऑफ कर दो सर कैमरा ऑफ कर दे कैमरा ऑफ कर देते हैं सर सर वॉइस प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा वॉइस प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा सर वो एंड ब्रॉडकास्ट एंड कर देंगे
So, morning, directors, welcome to Dr. Abhishek Singh.
कैमरा ऑफ
Fellow
कैमरा ऑफ कर
colleagues
यासिन
from the industry,
जैसे कैमरे पे इसको इसी
faculties of AIMT and students, and most importantly, the organizing community. And all the effort that has gone into making this event
यार
happen.
इतने ना करें
Now,
हो गया
the next 15 minutes that I will be talking to you about
अभी
is
हट जाएगा
about the customer service.
हट जाएगा अभी हट जाएगा
Now, let me, because it's very important that, it's very good to be serious, but it's equally important that when we are working, how you manage stress. And it's very important to be very young and lively at heart. You are very young and lively at heart, age 20 to 25, and that's how you should be throughout your life. So when I first wrote these words, customer service, customer excellence, customer retention, customer acquisition, it reminded me of my first boss. And his patent thing was that, Abhishek, ensure that तुम्हारा customer कष्ट से न मरे.
इसमें मैं चेंज कर सकता
That was his first advice to me. While you are young, you are energetic, you are full of life,
नहीं
but please do what is needed to keep the
मैंने
customer
रिमोट नहीं दी
happy.
हाँ
This is a story about 6 blind men, and very, very important for us to take away. When we walk out of the IMT after 2 years, one of the things is we have to become business managers. So, when you have a clock around your eyes, each person interprets the animal differently. If I touch it, I say it is a rope because I have touched it. somebody else touches the body, feels that it is a ball.
करना चाह
The
रहे
third person touches the ear, he feels it is a fan.
चल तो रहा है वो करना चाह रहा है ना
The fifth person touches the leg
ये
and feels that it is a finger. Somebody else touches the
रिमोट भी दे दे
and says that it is a rope. Now,
ये नहीं चल रहा है
in business,
ऑन किया
I'm making learning very simple for you. We have come over here to do customer service.
आवाज बढ़ा दो यार
We have come over here to deliver an experience to the consumer. Your brand, your company will deliver a customer experience
उसको बोल मुझे पास
only when you have a holistic view of the company business. You must have a clear understanding of what is being bought. You must have a clear understanding of how is it being made. You must have a clear understanding how is it to be sold. And as
ना वॉल्यूम वहां से होगा
Mr. Ruparam was mentioning that in case of a consumer complaint, you must have the knowledge to resolve the consumer complaint by way of knowing the complete value chain.
वो चलाएगा
The word CRM,
चलाएगा
you will be able to
बात
do
नहीं सुनता
the justice to your customer only if you have full understanding of what is warehousing. What is warehousing, what
उधर
is
से तू
distribution,
इतना क्यों घबरा रहा है
what is sourcing, how is the product being made. So this complete knowledge of the value chain is very important.
सर हमें भी मजा दीजिए सर
I will skip this for the moment.
सर एम्प्लॉय सेटिस्फेक्शन सर अरे रिमोट यूज करने बोल रिमोट यूज करने नहीं
Typically, in business, cost, quality, and delivery, what is otherwise known as a service to the consumer, it is known as a QCD, cost, quality, and delivery. Today's consumer and customer is looking for very high competitive cost. Data shows that most of the product that the consumer is today buying is in the 5 or 10 rupees price point. Quality, non-negotiable. We are not going to have any discussion on the quality of the product. As recent as the times that we are talking about rapid. We are talking about deliveries to be done in 30 minutes. How will it happen? Only when you are revisiting the most of them. Customer service. Today's consumer wants the product to be delivered at his door in 30 minutes. But the taste, the quantity, the packing should be absolutely in line with my past experience which I got yesterday. Whether it is Swiggy or it is Zomato or it is anything, you sourcing from anywhere, consistency of quality, consistency that it should be delivered to me in 30 minutes. And year on year, we have to work towards improving the experience and efficiency and revisiting the price points. But while we are doing all of this, somebody is hiring us, or as one of us mentioned about being an entrepreneur. Cost, quality, delivery, customer service, everything is when done with only three things in mind. Your products have to sell. There has to be income generating out of that. What you are selling, profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. And your competitive market share. Look at what is written number 3. You have to be profitable and you have to keep on increasing your market share continuously. There is no trade-off. I'm very candid to say, only if this happens are you in a position to do CSR activity. You need resources to do a CSR activity. Having said this, we have 15 minutes, so it's my duty to respect time because OTIF falls under that. So Dr. Pallavi, she had advised me to say something, and I will tell you with deep silence in my heart, and whoever is speaking, she needs to be absolutely, there has to be a deafening silence. This is coming out of my own deep-rooted belief. Whichever function that you select, whether it is sales, whether it is marketing, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is any function, human resource, whether it is data analytics, whether it is admin, whether it is any department that you select to work for. The gentleman in the white sky blue shirt with the rolled sleeve, you must spend time in identifying your passion. What is it that makes you absolutely be at peace without feeling fatigued? Whether it is 6 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 10 in the night, you should not feel tired. Select that field. Rule number 1, you will have a cradle to graveyard journey absolutely pain-free. Number 2, never ever disrespect the good health with which you have been born. All that work that you will do, in whichever function that you have been, God has sent you with an excellent health. This is the biggest CTC with which you have been born. इससे बड़ी CTC कुछ नहीं है. The day you start abusing the natural resource with which you have been gifted, you are depleting your CTC. No company will compensate that CTC. Third, you will be successful in your aspiration. You will be happy. You will be content only and only and only if you respect your mother and father. This is the cardinal truth in very summarized short form that I am sharing. And I thank you a lot for your attention and for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, the chief guest of the day has arrived. I'd like to request Director Sir to felicitate Mr. Lingam, Chief Marketing Officer, Future Analytica Private Limited.
Now, I'd like to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Ramalingam, Chief Marketing Officer, Future Analytica Private Limited, a global marketing leader awarded the CMO of the year 2021 and recognized among India's top 100 marketing leaders in APAC, as well as included in Global CMO 200 list 2020. Sir career span almost 16 years in tech industry, a big data and AI and ML enthusiast. Sir possesses distinct tactical skill in business innovation and leadership that enable him envision, develop, strategize, mobilize, and manage a highly agile and productive global marketing engine by deploying some highly customized new age marketing techniques. I request Sir to kindly grace the podium. Sir, please.
नहीं इनका नहीं रिपीटिंग रामलिंगम
All right. Some might say that I'm fashionably late. I would say I'm just late. This is basically what happens when you drive all the way from Gurgaon, and I had planned to leave at a certain time, but like in life, most plans don't work. Right? So I would like to touch upon a few things which was said by the gentleman earlier. I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names. I've followed the same thing since my early childhood. I could never remember the names of my uncles and aunts and any of those things. My father-in-law bragged me about it during our engagement. He asked me to introduce our entire family in front of all the in-laws and their families, and it was one of my greatly embarrassing moments in my life. So I'm going to start touching upon a few things, right? All that you just read about me, it's just English. I don't have a presentation. I don't make presentations unless it's really required. When you're trying to explain a certain solution or trying to explain something to a client or for someone, right? That's when you generally require presentation. I'm more of a face-to-face kind of guy. Let's touch upon a few things. I think 3 things that you can take away from the earlier conversation. Spoke about passion, spoke about health, and spoke about parents. I want to quickly give you some anecdotes, real anecdotes from about these things. So the first is about passion. So I'm a typical millennial. I think you guys fall under the Gen Z category. That's fine. Hope you guys do well in your lives, but there's a lot of competition ahead of you. So the point is, I started off as a musician. Rock on one Kiss Kiss Ne Dekha. Literally, वो मेरा story है. The only difference is Farhan Akhtar became an investment banker, stockbroker. I fled to UK to pursue my MBA. While there, I did perform in the Hard Rock Cafe, did a few things, and also did a couple of stand-up comedies. I used to call them sit-down comedy with Ram. That's a different story. Because why do I need to stand anywhere else sitting, right? I was passionate about a lot of things in life. Comedy, music. I also did mixed martial arts. Fights. I have a ring from the boxing London club to prove it as well. The point is, it's not always about passion. It's also about understanding what your ability is. I was extremely passionate in becoming an astronaut. Right? But the moment I मुझे कोई गाड़ी में डाल दो, पीछे बिठा दो, from Gurgaon to Agra, I will vomit 3 times. I have motion sickness. So passion is not everything in life. I was selected for, I'm from Mumbai. So this is how I like to introduce myself. When people ask me, so where are you from? What's your background? Ethnically, I'm from Kerala. technically from Mumbai, currently in Delhi, right? So that's basically short form, right? Short in my life. I've traveled the globe, except for Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, and all those places. Majority of these developed countries I've roamed about, not just from a business standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint. One of the things I always see around me are people who are passionate. मतलब पानी पूरी बेचता हो या कोई कोई driver हो या whatever. Everyone has to have some passion in their life about whatever they do, right? The point is not just about passion; it's also about the ability. Find out what you're passionate about. Make a list of all the things you're passionate about. Let's put it on the left side. Make another column on your spreadsheet or your handwritten notes like I have here. Of all of your abilities. So I think, how many of you know what SWOT? SWOT. Right, I'm sure. I'm talking to a premier MBA in college, so you all know what SWOT.
Yes.
Do a SWOT analysis. Forget about threats. Threats को आपको बाद में surprise मिलेगा बहुत सारा life में. But strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. Well, let's talk about strengths and weaknesses, right? Make a list of all of those things, and then choose the one where your skills and abilities are the best aligned. That is how you become successful in life. So, one of the things that people ask me is, okay, so when I was 29 years old, I joined IBM as one of their youngest ever global directors of marketing for their newest IBM cloud offering at that time. I did a few things and I broke a few things. It was fine, it was cool. But the thing that people ask me is, what is the secret of success? Now, a good bottle of Jack Daniels will do it, but I think no one really knows the secret of success. If someone tells you this is the secret of success, they're selling you snake oil. They don't know what they're talking about. But in my opinion, what's worked for me could statistically work for some of you, if not all. So I wanted to talk about a few of those things. Apart from touching about customer service and customer experience, so I'm in the world of AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. And I like to always stay ahead of the curve, right? So in 2009, I started my cloud computing journey. Not a lot of people knew about cloud. I left cloud computing and got into big data, AI analytics in 2016, 2015, 2016. And one of the things that we do is calculate the statistical probabilities of events, of things, but everything around that is circled towards CX and UX, which is user experience and customer experience. So let me give you a very small example. I've always been a BlackBerry user for a long time. Not sure, I mean, I think a lot of you are fairly young.
Yes.
It's very weird for me to say that because I'm generally the younger one in the room. But so there's a song, right? We are BlackBerry boys, right?
Yes, sir.
I was always that guy. But then came the iPhone. I still stuck to BlackBerry. Now, what did BlackBerry do? BlackBerry, बहुत सारे लोग बहुत कुछ बोलेंगे. In my opinion, BlackBerry just did one thing, and they did that one thing horribly wrong. That is listening to your customers, right? But then again, I also think your customers know jack shit. Sorry, I mean, if you're old enough to vote, you're old enough to swear. That's my rule, right? So customers don't know anything. When you talk about innovation, when you talk about changing the world, do not listen to your customers. When you're talking about improving a product, then listen to your customers. Right? When Steve Jobs in 2007 introduced the iPhone, who knew that you could just swipe your two fingers and zoom into images? Who knew you would not need a phone without the so-called smartphone QWERTY keypad? No one knew those things. People don't know what AI can do, right? People feel that they will end humanity. Well, aren't we doing a great job of that ourselves? AI will just do it faster and more efficient. But then there's also a great probability that AI can be used for the development of artificial limbs, can be used for like creation of a lot of those enhancements within the human and its environment that will actually facilitate us greatly. I switched to BlackBerry again once I became an iOS user for obvious reasons. And that was the biggest decision, best decision of my life. One of the best decisions of my life. I switched back to iOS in 6 months. I knew exactly what was customer service at that. It is not just about talking, it's also putting actions to your words. Speaking about one more thing, we spoke about health. As it seems, it's based on science, a human body is basically designed to live for about 190 years. 190, the moment we are born. Our body is designed, right? I don't want to get into the medical aspects of it. Your stomach linings, they regenerate every year. So practically every 7 years, you're a new person because the entire body is regenerated, including your cells and your DNA, right? That small quirk that takes place, that every 7 years, that cycle that happens, sometimes somewhere the detox process and the whole process falters. That's how you grow old. That's how your already dead cells become gray, right? Now, this happens due to multitude of reasons. But the fact of the matter is, it's not about how long you live, it's about how awesomely you live, right? So think about your health, obviously, but at the same time, if you want to have a couple of cigarettes, go for it, right? The point I'm trying to make is, live your life, enjoy your life, do good by others. One last thing. Well, two last things. Parents, right? Your parents are probably as clueless as you are. If you're going to ask your parents, "मैं क्या करूं?" your parents are going to be almost as clueless as you are. But because you've asked your parents, they cannot tell you, "बेटा मुझे नहीं पता, I don't know what it is." Then they're bound to answer your question with their best judgment. So every time I needed advice, and this is what worked for me, okay, it's one of the secrets to success. Create a unique differentiator for yourself. Create a unique differentiator for yourself. If you are a part of this room, consider a room which is 100 times this size, 100x, right? Why would you as one person stand out in that crowd? Well, if you are Shaquille O'Neal, you'll obviously stand out of the crowd. But then, if you're not Shaquille O'Neal, if you're not 7 feet 2 inches tall and weighing 430 pounds, how are you going to differentiate yourself, right? So, that is why, in my opinion, parental guidance is needed. What I used to do is I used to go and talk to my dad and mom, who were fairly accomplished in their own careers. My dad was one of the people responsible for the launch of Tata Nano. We used to report to Mr. Ramadorai, who was the CFO of Tata Motors, right-hand man of Ratan Tata. And there's a whole other story. But my dad is someone who's a typical Tamil Brahmin kind of guy, right? Walk in a straight line. Kisne two states dekhi hai movie. Right. So my dad is exactly like Alia Bhatt's father. Presentation and that's how I learned design, by the way. So I used to do some basic editing and stuff because I was a musician. I used to use Reason, a few of those softwares to edit my music. उस जमाने में entrepreneurs नहीं थी. So my dad used to come to me and say, "Hey, this presentation needs this." I mean, that's how I learned, right? And now I love design. That's one of my passions. I used to ask my dad and mom for advice whenever I was stuck, which used to happen very rarely because I'm a very decisive person. I know what to do, what to say most of the times. And what I used to do is, and this is the trick, what I used to do, whatever my parents used to tell me, I used to do the exact opposite of it. Why? Because I know, I knew पूरी दुनिया ये लाइन में चलने वाली. If my parents think that you should go right, I'm like, interesting. Let me try going left. And that's what I did. My parents wanted me to get into finance. And I failed my third year BCom in all the 3 accounts. Yeah, not a lot of people knew this. So if you look at my scorecard, my mark sheets, it's worse than Virat Kohli's. Trust me. Yeah. So I failed my third year BCom. My aggregate, I re-attempted it, and my aggregate is 39.33%. But I got a 75% scholarship in one of the top colleges in Europe, West London University. How? वो बाकी कहानी है. That leads me to my second point though. In life, you never get what you deserve. You only get what you negotiate. ये आपको कोई नहीं बताएगा. और जिनको पता है, they're successful. Right? You never get what you deserve. You only get what you negotiate. इसको हमारी मातृभाषा में जुगाड़ बोलते हैं. But then, jugaad is not about lying or cheating. It is about negotiation. Negotiation is you promise A and you deliver A in return for B, and you ensure you get B. Right? It's just the line that you draw between A and B. That's what it is. A couple of other words of Gyan from my perspective. People who follow rules are never going to make rules. But people who follow certain principles and stick by it, they are the ones who will change the world. Now, I have some principles. Just one, right? Hickey. Yes, not that hickey that you're thinking about. It's HICCI. Although I like where your mind goes. H stands for honor or honesty. Whatever you do it honorably and smartly. But वो मैंने उसमें डाला नहीं है, आगे आएगा. The point is, if you are, so do you understand why people prefer IIM graduates or MBA graduates or any of those guys? Do you know why that is? ये भी आपको कोई नहीं बताएगा. It's not because कि आपने IIM से या IIT खड़गपुर से किया है, M.Tech whatever, right? The fact is, you had what it takes. You had the goal for 4 years or 3 years, whatever the time is, right? For your engineering or M.Tech or MBA 2 years, to basically get up in the morning, reach a certain destination, finish your certain assignments, which were quite regular, submit them on time, and then get a recognition at the end of the 2 years or 4 years. The MBA schools are like net practice. असली गापा वाला तो बाद में होगा आपके साथ. I'm not sure how many are cricket followers, but you know the Gapa tour जो बोलते थे you Australians, right? The Gapa swap, right? So that's basically what's going to happen in your life. This is just net practice. You're showing potential recruiters that you can get up in the morning, no excuses, finish your assignments, read your lectures, do things on time, and do it over and over again for 2 years or 4 years. And this is why people prefer MBA graduates. वो बात अलग है कि उनसे college से लेंगे, that's a different story altogether. So whatever job you do it honorably. Next is integrity. There have been times, many times, and I've generally faced this in India. Generally, the organizations I work with, I would sometimes find people eating in their desks. Sure, I eat in my desk as well. My office is like my cabin is like a museum. Art pieces मैंने ये सब हैं, but I also eat in my desk. मेरे को टाइम नहीं है वो नीचे cafeteria में जाना खाना नहीं. I like to work and eat at the same time. Sometimes I also watch Netflix and things while I'm eating because I just want to have some diversion. But जो wrapper वगैरह गिरते हैं नीचे and all those things. How many times you find some things like that and you bend down and pick it up yourself? It's about integrity. It's about understanding that wherever you work, it's not about कि कोई और कर लेगा. Sure, वो करेगा, करना चाहिए. He's being paid for it, he or she. But it's also your job to ensure that certain integrity is maintained about your workplace, about yourself, and it's about the integrity of yours, right? कोई काम बड़ा है तो काम होगा. Common sense. So HIC, C is common sense, and this is where work smart comes. Work smart is not about your IQ. It's about differentiating between a चाय का कप चाय के कप में होता है और beer का glass beer glass में होता है. Although they both come in the same category of liquid, right? It's that. And इसमें मैं बहुत बड़ा बात बोल गया हूँ because this is how you're supposed to kind of treat your work, your projects. There are some things that require you to do overtime even without being told. You should just do it. You should have that passion, that craze, that OCD. If this is something that I had to do, I've not done it for whatever reasons. I got to get this done. But sometimes you can be like, yeah, sure, I'll get it done tomorrow. No problem. I'm just going to enjoy it, play with my two dogs, and enjoy my life, have a nice glass of wine or whatever it is. You need to know how to prioritize. The other C is for courage. The balls of steel. That's what's needed. You need to have the courage to make mistakes. Also, the courage to accept the mistakes. काफी माँ बाप अपने बच्चों को थैंक यू बोलना सिखाते हैं, सॉरी बोलना नहीं सिखाते. Why? क्योंकि थैंक यू अच्छा लगता है, सॉरी बड़ा बुरा लगता है. मेरे माँ बाप ने भी नहीं सिखाया था हमें. सिखाने के जरिए बैठ के सिखाते हैं. Obviously, I knew a word, vocabulary है मुझे, I knew the words exist. But the idea is about owning your mistakes, not pointing a finger. So Rocky Balboa ने बोला था ना, don't point fingers on others. It's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get it, blah blah blah. एक चीज और बोला था लास्ट में, don't point fingers कि उसके वजह से मैं ये नहीं कर पाया या उसके वजह से मैं आज ये नहीं हूँ. No, that's what losers do. You figure out a way to get things done, right? And lastly, intellect. That's your IQ. If you combine all of these things, you get to a stage where जो बाकी की चीजें हैं ना, जैसे compassion दिखाओ अपने employees की तरफ, अपने co-workers की तरफ, clients की तरफ. All of these small other things are hidden in these values. And remember one last thing. Not sure how many of you are going to see me again, not and vice versa. But whatever you do in life, remember one thing. If you're meeting 100 people a day at a certain conference, one thing, remember, have fun doing it, वो तो ठीक है, make it memorable. आपका नाम भले याद ना हो, but आपको याद करे लोग, right? कैसे याद करना है वो आपके ऊपर है, negative भी है, positive भी है, कि क्या बंदा था वो, या क्या बंदा था वो, right? It's all in the nuances. So have fun, and a great world awaits for you out there. When I say great, I mean not so great, but yeah, it's fun, and I see you out there.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I'd like to introduce our thematic speaker, Mr. Atul Mohan, business consultant for small businesses, ex-brand manager, Nestle Private Limited. Sir started his sales stint with VIP Industries before moving to Nestle India Limited, the journey which lasted for almost 2 decades. Sir has experience in distributor management, product placement, merchandising, product ordering, and stock management, sales team and SSM training, general and OOM sales. Sir started a business consultancy for startup businesses in food and beverage industry with an aim to provide them professional help in the fields of marketing development, recruitment and training, financial planning, and supply chain management. Sir is also running a business in distribution, OOL sales in Delhi NCR and Lucknow. I request Sir to grace the podium and enlighten us with your thoughts. Sir, please.
Thank you for a lovely introduction. And I find it will be quite difficult to speak now after such a passionate speech, talk by Mr. Lingam. So I believe my, luckily I carry, so I don't use this. Oh, very long. So I would before I start, I would like to thank Mr. Air Commodore Dr. Vishnu Sahu, the organizing committee, especially Dr. Babita and Dr. Paviti for giving me this opportunity to speak here. There are so many eminent speakers of the dais, and I have also got this opportunity, and I am going to start. So I would be speaking about customer acquisition and customer retention. So to understand it in a very simple, basic way, we will work with 3 questions.
So what, why, and how. So in what we will understand what is the concept altogether, what is customer retention, what is customer acquisition, then why it is required, and finally how it is to be implemented to get the desired result. You can stop me anywhere if you want to ask something. I will go really slow, and you can stop me anywhere if you think it is difficult for you. So I will start with customer acquisition, and first we will try to understand what is customer acquisition by putting a definition before it. So customer acquisition simply is a process in acquiring new customers for business or converting the existing ones for new business. So there are two terms written below this. One is selling new to new. So that is a new customer which is being acquired for your product or for your services, which is a completely new customer is being given this for the first time. So that is selling new to new. That is a new customer. And the other is selling more to save. Selling more to save applies to a customer which is already there in your kitty. Now you're delivering or supplying or servicing him with an additional product. It might be a similar product which he has used in the past, or it might be a new range. Yeah. Am I clear here? Selling more to save and selling new to new. So that is how you define your customer. Now, why customer acquisition is required? You understood what is customer acquisition, but why customer acquisition is required? So, a customer is a very basic factor for any company. It's the most basic factor for any company. A customer is required. It is basically essential for the survival of the company. It generates revenue, and it also gives long-term sustainable success to the company. So completely customer is the key. Now moving out to a customer acquisition funnel, then this explains how do we do it? How do we acquire a customer? So you can see a small chart on the left side of the screen, which gives you a little idea, and I would like to explain the same. So there are three categories: leads, prospects, and finally customers. So by leads, what do we mean by leads? A customer is at a lead stage when we have all the complete details of the customer, all contact details and everything. Customer has been contacted, first pitch has been made. He is aware about the product and the services which you are providing, and he has also expressed some interest in the product, services, whatever you are providing. Moving to the prospects. So the solution here in this stage, your solution meets the need of the customer. So you have to have a need of that product, and your solution, whether it is a product or a service, is matching the need of the customer. You have made a contact with the decision maker. So in our organization, there are many people right from the reception to the VP level, and then you have to find out where to identify who is the decision maker for my set of products. So you have contacted at this stage, you have contacted with the decision maker, and the client also fits in your selling criteria. So he has the affordability for your product, and he has a need for your product. So here the customer becomes a potential customer. Final stage. So customer formally agrees to buy, purchase your product or services. Here you in a corporate world, you also issue a purchase order. So purchase order is also as good as sales. He has become a customer. And the second step would be, within this will be purchase process is completed. All the selling buying process has been completed, product delivered, you have received the money and the same day. Any question till now? I'm open to questions. Okay. So because I'm moving to the next one, customer retention now. I believe most of the people have understood.
Yes, sir.
I'm moving to the next. Again, we will try to understand what is the customer retention, why it is required, and how it has to be implemented. So customer retention is for existing customers which are there already in the fold. It is about building relationships with your existing customers, providing value in every interaction, and giving them memorable experiences. The end goal is transforming first-time customers into repeat customers and maximizing their lifetime value. So remember what we said to say, ultimate goal is that the measurement, the metrics which is to calculate a customer retention is a churn rate. What is the churn rate? How is it calculated? So number of customer, if you're calculating a churn rate for a customer, for a company, you have to see what are the customers for a particular period, what are the end number of customers at the end of that period, minus the customer acquired for that period, and divided by the number of customers at the beginning of the period. So that is how you get the churn rate. And churn rate is a big metric for by how you calculate a success of a product, a success of a company. So how many customers are still there with the company, and they are ready to buy the next product or the repeat product, or they are ready for a new offering. So this is how we define. So this is what is customer retention. Moving on. So why it is required? Why a customer retention is required? So there are many factors. Five of the major factors why customer retention is required is it is very economical. Retaining a customer is more efficient and cost less than acquiring a customer. Always understand a customer which is being retained for a new product or a repeat purchase is always very cost efficient for a company. It is very effective. So relationship with a customer is already exists. He has a trust. You have already a trust built with them, and he is already satisfied with your product. So it is easier to convince him for a new range of product or for a new product. Customer retention, as I said in the earlier slide also, it is a metric, it's a measurement how much a company is successful with its product or with its services. Customer loyalty, repeat customer is a loyal and it's a quite a valued customer. And he, as also said by one of the speakers earlier, he is the brand ambassador for your company or your product. Because the word of mouth of a person who's already experienced the service or a product and he is satisfied with that works very well than any other advertisement which has been done. So these are the five major factors why customer retention is required. I hope I'm clear till now. Moving to the last one, customer retention. How we do the customer retention? So these all points have been already spoken by earlier speakers also. So we engage with the customers. So we find out what are the best way to engage. Somebody is comfortable with a WhatsApp message. Somebody might be comfortable with a email or SMS or even a call. So you have to find out how to engage with the customer in an effective way and to up to his comfort. Reduce friction in the purchase process. So you have to make the process of purchase very easy and user friendly. So you find a lot of people find purchasing through online very difficult sometimes. There's so many pictures and customer gets confused or he doesn't know how to make a payment. So you have to understand, you have to make that purchase process very smooth. Next, improve customer support. Once the customer is being made,
Now you have to improve the customer support. You have to understand after sales services and the customer support is required, which should be there and which should be also very efficient. Now create a community, start a loyalty program. So we see a lot of loyalty programs we all have experienced till now. We get a call for, we buy a Louis Philippe shirt and we get a call or a SMS from a Louis Philippe showroom that we can get a 10% discount next time when you purchase a product. And that happens with other things also. Louis Philippe is just an example. It happens with all the other consumer products. So you have to create that loyalty program so the customer is continuously engaged with you, with your product, and also is ready to buy it and take the next services. So that is how you do customer retention. There are many points, but these are the 5 major points which I think are important, 5 strategies. Any questions? I am through. My presentation is over. Any questions? Thank you. Yeah, sure. You can take the questions later. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I request Air Commodore Dr. Jayant Kumar Sahu, Director A&P, to felicitate our guest with token of appreciation. Mr. Ruparam Chaudhary. Mr. Ramalingam. Dr. Abhishek Singh. Mr. Atul Mohan. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would request Dr. Anubhav Verma, Academic Head, AIMT, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks. So please.
Thank you, Amrita and Gaurav. A very good morning to our esteemed chief guests, respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, delegates, faculty members, and my dear students. I would like to quote the words of the legend Walt Disney. Whatever you do it well. Do it so well that when people see you do it, they will want to come back and see you do it again. And they will want to bring others and show them how well you do what you do. As it has been deliberated by our eminent panelists, the 3 important pillars improving customer experiences are understanding the customer's journey, defining a clear customer experience aspiration and a common purpose, and leveraging technology. It is a great honor and privilege for me to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of AIMT. This inaugural session has provided a wonderful opportunity to learn from our distinguished guests. They have shared with us their knowledge, insights, and experiences focused around the theme of Marketinar-2023. Firstly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Ram Ramalingam, CMO, Future Analytica Private Limited, for gracing this occasion and with his presence. Thank you, sir, for sharing your experiences. You aptly connected with our students, which is really a challenging task in today's time. And I think all of us will agree with this. You gave the mantra of Hiki. That was really awesome. Thank you, sir, again. I would like to thank our chairman, Major General Bhavnish Kumar, BSM's US Delhi area, for his valuable and undeterred support, despite his busy schedule. Sir highlighted the importance of creating an ecosystem for fostering customer loyalty, which can only be achieved through customer service excellence. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Rupram Chaudhary, sir, Head Sales Mother Dairy Private Limited, who aptly highlighted the advantages of a positive customer experience. Thank you, sir. Dr. Abhishek Singh, sir, Regional Manager, Britannia Private Limited, for the three important mantras for life. Thank you, sir. Mr. Atul Mohan, Business Consultant for Small Businesses, for giving the importance of customer acquisition and retention. Sir, you all highlighted the valuable insights and gave the perspective which was central to the theme. I extend my gratitude to our director, Air Commodore Dr. J.K. Sahu sir, for his continuous guidance and support at every step. Extend my thanks to all faculty members, supporting staff for their support and contribution. I would like to specially acknowledge the contribution of our Marketinar team, Dr. Pallavi, uh, Shilpa ma'am, Kavita ma'am, all of the faculty members who have worked tirelessly for this Marketinar. Your dedication, cooperation, and coordination have been exemplary. In conclusion, I would like to thank our students of MBA and BBA batches for being part of this Marketinar. I hope the insights shared in this session has aptly set the right foundation for our plenary session. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request everyone to proceed for high tea at their designated places. I would request all the students to remain seated while the guests are leaving the seminar hall. And all the students are requested to be seated back in the seminar hall by 11:50. Thank you so much.
क्या अपलोड कर दे वीडियो वीडियो चलाते हैं आईटी चलाएंगे उसमें इनको जाने दे आईटी अरे आप ही चला दे अबे नहीं आईटी आईटी नहीं आईटी लगाएगा तो ये जो है ना स्क्रीन आ जाएगा यूट्यूब पे खाली आईटी कौन देखता है ये उनसे थोड़ा लोग लड़के चाह रहे देखेंगे नहीं दिखाना होता तो शांत अबे चला दे तो सुन और गांजा मार के चला दे गंजेड़ी ओए गंजेड़ी
All the student coordinators are requested to come up on the stage for the group photograph.
हम नहीं जाएंगे हमको जब तक नहीं मिलेंगे
All the student coordinators.
मुझे जाना भैया नहीं तुरंत तेरा यूनिफॉर्म नहीं यार थोड़ी अभी क्या हो गया आज पता चल गया आज अपलोड कर दो। हाँ चला दे। स्लाइड्स में क्या हो वीडियो 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 फुल वाला है शॉर्ट वाला? शॉर्ट वाला पहले करते हैं, पहले हम लोग का चला
AIMT. Let me take you through on a journey of excellence, a place to develop yourself and nurture your inner strength. AIMT is a premium management institute established by the Army Welfare Education Society (AWES) in 2004 to serve the Army wards in the high-tech city of Greater Noida. The institute is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council (NAC) and an ISO 9001:2015 certified. The institute imparts MBA and BBA courses approved by the All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE). Now let's move to the academic block. All the classrooms are equipped with modern learning facilities, and the fraternity aims to provide top-notch management education to the students. The training and placement cell provides valuable support to students, assisting in placement and bridging the gap between managerial skills to address the needs of the business environment. We have been providing 100% placements with unmatched records since 5 years. The Knowledge Center Library, a fusion center that holds knowledge resources predominantly related to management and allied subjects. The spacious air-conditioned computer data analytics lab, well equipped with the latest technology, well networked with excellent 24/7 high speed, provides all technical support needed to the students. The trading lab develops and refines trading skills, helping students to test and validate trading strategies and gain practical experience in trading in the financial market.
इसके बाद मैम न्यू पीपीटी
Cafeteria. It lets students have their leisure time and bond together while playing the indoor games like table tennis. The open air theatre, amphitheatre, are outdoor venue that features an oval shaped arena surrounded by tired seating to provide unobstructed view of the performances. The MI room ensures first point healthcare services to students in need. The spacious dance room, DBC, is designed for dance practices and musical performances. The spacious area lets students explore their artistic limits, along with mental agility. For maintaining one's physical fitness, the gym is equipped with all the latest equipments to pump the muscles. There is a separate boys and girls hostel, fully furnished, with the capacity of a total of 500 students. Sports activities, all work and no play, makes dad a dull boy. The expansive football ground. Throughout the year, students are engaged in developing their personalities through various extracurricular activities. The management usually interacts with the faculty members and staff for the academic growth of the institution. Students also share their ideas for their personal and professional excellence. The institute conducts various events like alumni meet, club activities, annual convocation, farewell, Foundation Day celebration, HR conclave, Lori celebration, NSS activities, Republic Day, Yoga Day, and others. The institute takes admission on the basis of CAT, CMAT, or CET scores. AIMT wishes you for the best of success in your life.
Hello.
थोड़ा सा और, थोड़ा 1 इंच, बस बस बस। ये एक वीडियो में हम भी दिख रहे हैं सनी सनी सनी। कहाँ दिखा? ये ले ये ले। मैंने तो करवाया अभी सारी मैं कर और भी लेते हमने इतना जिताया है क्या ये हमने का हमारे कारण बॉलीवुड भाई आपके कहाँ गया साइड दादा खत्म हो गया लाइव चल रहा है अभी भी करते
AIMT. Let me take you through on a journey of excellence, a place to develop yourself and nurture your inner strength. AIMT is a premium management institute established by the Army Welfare Education Society (AWES) in 2004 to serve the Army wards in the high-tech city of Greater Noida. The institute is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council and an ISO 9001-2015 certified. The institute imparts MBA and BBA courses approved by the All India Council for Technical Education AICTE. Now let's move to the academic block. All the classrooms are equipped with modern learning facilities, and the fraternity aims to provide top-notch management education to the students. The training and placement cell provides valuable support to students, assisting in placement and bridging the gap between managerial skills to address the needs of the business environment. We have been providing
और पीपीटी नहीं है ना कोई और पीपीटी नहीं है ना मेरा काम खत्म यस कुछ प्लेनरी सेक्शन है मत कर रामू का पानी मांग लेते हैं
Before starting the session, I request you all to please switch off your phones or keep it on silent. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today I, Kumar,
And I, Shani Gupta,
will be your host for plenary session of the Marketinar-2023 on customer experience and customer excellence, better customer retention and customer acquisition.
excellence is not a destination, it's a continuous journey that never ends. With this, I would request Air Commodore Dr. Jayant Kumar Sahu, Director AIFT, to felicitate our guests. Colonel Sumit Sharma, Sena Medal. Thank you, sir. Dr. Sapna Kotli, Professor of Marketing, IMT Ghaziabad. Mr. Vikyat Kansal, Head Marketing of Beverage Nestle. Thank you, sir. Mr. Rahul Kumar, Delivery Lead at Sara Creations. Ms. Sneha K. Singh, Delivery Lead in IBM. Thank you.
Now, I would request our session moderator, Dr. Satnam Mukhi ma'am, and our session speakers, Mr. Vikyat Kansal, Mr. Rahul Kumar, Ms. Sneha K. Singh, to come up on the stage and take their seats.
बाकी सब तो ठीक है। हाँ तो काले भोसड़ी के वो सब तो ठीक है। अरे
Thank you, everyone.
वो सब तो
When you're making a decision about how best to serve your customers, your own experience is often a better guide than a more sophisticated analysis of the market.
First of all, I would like to introduce our session moderator, Dr. Satnam Mukhi ma'am, Professor, Marketing, IMC Ghaziabad. Ma'am has close to 25 years of work experience. Over these years, she has handled various roles that of a teacher, trainer, researcher, corporate executive, and an academic administrator and leader. She offers specialized electives in marketing, including service marketing, customer experience management, and cross-culture marketing. She is an equally passionate researcher in service domain. Her work has been published and awarded in reputed journals, including the Journal of Service Theory and Practice, Journal of Service Marketing, Journal of Marketing for Higher Education, and Global Business Review. She was the director of business school in her previous organization and had successfully led the school for many years, handling international partnership development, curriculum, and program development. Welcome, ma'am.
The customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us, we are dependent on him. He is not an introduction in our work, he is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider in our business, but a part of it. With this, now, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce all our session speakers. Firstly, we have with us Mr. Vikyat Kansal, Head Marketing of Beverages at Nestle Private Limited. Sir demonstrates a unique combination of strong people management skills, commendable analytical bent of mind, high willingness to learn, and is always ready to take a stretch in his role. Sir is a skilled sales and marketing professional and is experienced in brand management, account management, and category management. Over the years, he has built and led various high-performance teams and has delivered on various critical assignments. Sir holds an engineering degree from Thapar University, Patiala, and has done his MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur. Sir is experienced across channel sales, brand and category management. Sir has worked for prestigious organizations like ZS Associates, Asian Paints, Noon, and Nestle. Over the years, Sir has built and led high-performing teams and delivered on various critical assignments. Sir's expertise lies in identifying critical consumer insights and constantly challenging the status to develop and scale products, services, at lightning fast speed. In his current role, Mr. Kansal leads marketing for beverages at Nestle. We welcome you, sir. Get closer than ever to your customers. So close, in fact, tell them what they need well before they realize it themselves.
With this, I would like to introduce our next session speaker, Mr. Rahul Kumar, delivery lead at Sara Creation. So, it's lead for the international textile brand Sara Creations from Noida. So, was previously working as delivery lead for Kraft Heinz and Elcon and lead the company for two successful renewals for consecutive 2 years. Over his experience for 12 years in SCM, so also worked in HCL, Snapdeal, and Genpact. He is Green Belt and Lean Sigma certified with 8 ideas. Along with this, he has made scientific contribution in number of automation projects, leading the company to more reliable, fast, and secure networks. Welcome, sir.
Every company's greatest assets are its customers because without customers, there is no company. Now, next up, we have with us Ms. Neha K. Singh as our session speaker. Ma'am has rich experience in express script application and mainframe technologies in marketing area. She has worked on identifying gaps and provided process improvement in the management application system. She has also worked towards creating estimates documents, tech spec, unit testing plan, and implementation document of management department. Ma'am has extensive experience in analysis, design, development, testing, implementation, production support, as well as technical support. She has assisted in establishing and enforcing standards that will improve the ease of automating the build process and development environments. She has worked on multiple automation she has worked on multiple automations to reduce the cost of manual intervention in marketing area. Ma'am has worked on multiple development tasks, such as setting up inbound and outbound jobs for various vendors for ESI in marketing frame. Ma'am has also been monitoring the product movement of the change of packages. We welcome you, ma'am.
Customer experience is the next competitive battleground. Now, I request Dr. Sapna Pompi ma'am for her introductory remark and carry forward the session under her umbrella.
Hello.
Thank you so much, everyone, and thanks for having us here. So, let me just kind of share how we will manage the panel discussion. So, I'll share my thoughts, maybe 5 minutes, and then we have three sub-themes as given to us by the coordinator. The first one is on role of technology in enhancing customer service and customer experience. The second one is factors that account for excellence in customer satisfaction and customer experience. And the third one is best practices for creating a customer-centric culture within the organization. So these are the three sub-themes. We'll go one by one and hear from each of our speakers about their experience, what is happening within their organizations, and others that they are familiar with in these aspects. So to begin with, I come from academia. I did start my career in sales and did that for a couple of years. Then a friend of mine, he's given a very nice flowery introduction. I like to introduce myself like this. And I was very happily after my MBA doing my sales job, and I enjoyed that very much. Then suddenly a friend of mine said, okay, we have a class of marketing students, and why don't you come and speak about TQM? So at that time, I was working with an organization selling TQM and ISO. So that was popular in the 90s. I'm not telling you which year, otherwise I will have fossil here. So that is what I started selling with. When I came to that class, I suddenly saw a group of very enthusiastic people. In the 90s, I think the students took up like this. As if there is something flowing from here. We didn't have Google back then, so there was no alternative. So it was like, this is the best thing that can happen. Who's going to listen to you like this? Sales, you are the one who's trying to convince, persuade, whatever else we do. And I thought, okay, this is what I want to do for the next rest of my life. This is very cool. And that's how I slowly transferred myself to an academic line, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Of course, I interact with industry to a very large extent. We work on a lot of projects with industry, on especially on enabling the workforce towards this customer experience mindset that we are talking about. Coming to the topic, which is customer service, customer experience. So, will one of the students read out what is written here? Any one student should read out. Yeah, we come from this side, So it's you would have preferred that all of us talk, but maybe just to make it a little more interesting, can one of you just read what is written here?
Customer service excellence and customer experience, better customer retention and customer acquisition.
Okay, better customer. So we have four very big words here: customer excellence, customer experience, customer retention, and what's the fourth one? Acquisition.
Acquisition.
Okay, so we've got all four very heavy words here. Along this, if you want to start thinking about what customer experience actually is, and when we do this with the industry or with students anywhere, the responses are very varied. And I'm sure my panelists, co-panelists will also share their own interpretation of customer experience, not only theirs, but also their organizations. So people tend to start with customer satisfaction. They also talk about customer care. Many of them talk about customer service as customer experience. And yet many talk about customer centricity. So just to kind of bring it all together, what I would like to say that this session should look at customer experience from what lens? So the lens that we would like to look into is that customer experience essentially is the perception of your customer about how the organization treats them. It is their subjective interpretation of whatever you do. You may be saying that, I am the best of the best, and our customer service is top of the game. Our order fulfillment is the best in class. You can say that for all of these. But customer experience essentially is how the customer interprets all of this. What does he feel about it? What does he think that the organization is doing? So often you may have, so that's the lens we would like to take, that customer experience is this totality of the subjective response that the customer has, his perception about the experience that he has with the company throughout the journey. And this journey begins when he starts searching for a product. It continues when he actually walks into a showroom or purchases If you give less, between 0 to 6, you're called a detractor, which means you're somebody who's not happy. And you will not promote the company, you will talk, you will be dissatisfied, and of course, you will be talking to more and more people. On this side, the 9s and 10s are the ones who are really promoting, advocating the company. So, all of these are, many times you look at customer satisfaction scores, you may have yourself filled up many feedback forms, or you may have also complained about a particular service you bought or a product you betrayed. So this is not just for services, this is also for products. All of these are measures of customer experience in some way or customer satisfaction. Alright. So just another 2 minutes is why we should all focus on customer experience. Like if you would just Google, if you were allowed to take out your phones, and if you were to type on those phones customer experience statistics, right? Are you carrying your mobiles? You are carrying your mobiles.
Yes.
So for just next 30 seconds, take out your mobiles and just type customer experience statistics, and you will find some first 20 links that are there, and they will give you multiple statistics saying more or less the same thing. That today's most companies are looking at differentiating using customer experience, not necessarily products and services, but customer experiences. So their top priority is customer experience. What you will also find possibly is that 80% of the companies, this is a 2016 statistic, where top management of companies believe that they are doing excellent customer experience. 80% of them believe. And at the same time, about 8 or 10% customers only believe that this is happening. So the company believes we are doing a great job, but customers are saying no, it's not really happening. And you will find many such statistics giving you why it is important, why it should be the critical function that should happen at the top leadership level and not left to calls, contact centers or frontline people. It's everybody's responsibility. So that's the second piece. You can keep your phones inside now. Otherwise, your faculty will make a note of that. But you can look this up later. So the why of it is that no longer can we continue to differentiate or be successful with just products and services. That time is long gone. Most products and services are slowly becoming commoditized. That means everybody can copy it. 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the line, everybody can copy it. What they can't copy possibly is a combination of people and process, which I refer to as excellence, or which are kind of the drivers for customer experience. It has to be a brilliant process, it has to be a brilliant execution of the process by the right set of people. So that's number one. That's the why. What of customer experience is what we started with. And the how of customer experience is what this panel is going to focus on, learning from my colleagues from industry what they do. So I'm going to throw up the first question, which is role of technology. But before that, I'll take their view on customer experience. Maybe each of them can spend a minute or two on their perspective of customer experience.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Frankly, really felt like a brilliant summary from MBA days, capturing the entire sort of a subject in 5-10 minutes very crisply. Thank you so much for that. So, as ma'am said, customer experience is an end-to-end journey, right from a need identification to a purchase, to a post-purchase, and whatever happens in between. I would frankly agree. And two things, which resonate with me of what she said. One is sort of the replicability. So customer experience being a differentiator to ensure that you remain differentiated. A product could be copied, a service in isolation could be copied, but a combination of all factors working in is probably what will make an organization last for a really long time. I think that's a very powerful thought when I would want to touch upon it. I feel this is my work experience, there are definitely some tangibles I can relate to. So currently I work in an F&B company which is 150 years old. Previously I was in a paints company which has been a leader for 70 years. So I think definitely there are some things that we have done correctly to last this long. So I think that was a very, very strong thought. Second, sort of defining the term and the objective for the organization correctly. Just saying that I'm a customer-centric organization, just saying I'm a customer-obsessed organization might be a powerful phrase, but how the organization operates and whether it's a centric pillar of how the organization thinks strategically. I think, frankly, from what I learned and when I entered corporate, I felt there was a lot of data and how different organizations deal with it. So I think that's what I would want to touch upon. Over to other panel.
Hi all, this is Neha, and first of all, thank you for inviting me. And continuing with what Mahan sir said, totally agree. As I have a experience of working to around 4 to 5 companies and totally into technology, and I've seen basically how technology and organization goes hand in hand. Like if there's a change of technology, the company immediately trains the people that okay, I have some resources on high technology. I will be able to get few projects, as per the customers, like what would be the requirement, totally catching the requirement and agreeing to okay. And the company tries to show me, okay, this is the resource that we are having with this high technology. Let me get some projects. So that is the first thing that keeping pace with your latest technology that the company or organization stands for. Second thing is the commitments. The commitments that an organization gives, like, fine, I'll be able to deliver this project within 2 months. On that commitment, if a company stands by, that's what a loyalty, a relationship is based. A relationship is built between an organization and their customers, and that is a very important role. That is, that is a very important key factor which is required for a company to take a stand in an IT sector. Normally, I belong from IT sector, so I can give examples of IT sector only. I had previously worked for Cognizant, then IBM, then before that I was working for Central, and more or less it works on the same thing. Same thing. Every time you find a new technology, there's an email going on that we want people to proactively come and learn this technology so that the customer's requirement is satisfied. Okay, the customer won't tell you like what technology I would be looking for. They will just come up with a requirement that I want this requirement. And it's an organization who will come up with like, okay, I can deliver this requirement in a different technology which will be needing more and less manpower, needing more more or less it will reduce your man efforts. So why not company focuses on that technology and builds up a tool? I can give you a small example. Like previously, I was working for a center, and there was a requirement to basically take some data and purge it. That was a manual effort. Okay, and what our organization did was an automation, a step for automation they took. They tried to build a tool, basically a code, and they tried to schedule it in a yearly basis so that our our purging of data is done automatically. So that was very much satisfied with the client. Like client was very happy that okay, my manpower is reduced. I have to pay less now because it's an automated thing. It will now go hand in hand. Every year it will run itself, and we are not going to pay anything for this. So they were very much happy for this. So just summarizing this, that technology and customer satisfaction goes always hand in hand. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, first of all, to invite us. And that was an awesome welcome speech. I kind of forgot, man. Is she talking about me? Okay, good, that's true. I actually did these things. But when you think of it all together, it comes as if like, oh, yes, in 11 years, yes, I've done that. And guys, for all the students, I have a very humble request that today we are here for you. So make the most out of the session. Ask questions. Indians are very famous for asking questions in the whole world. So ask questions. Know a lot of things, and I will try to share a lot of things from the industry perspective. Okay.
So when Dr. Sapna asked about customer experience, man, what you say, it's everything. It cannot be summarized in 1 minute. In fact, a day is less because there are a lot of things. Companies are running on customer experience. You cannot. I mean, look at the data. Like companies like Kraft Heinz. Our customer retention rate is 7. Look at the companies like HUL, EMG. Their retention rate is 10, 11. And companies who are not doing, why customer retentions are happening for those companies? Why? Because of customer experience. It's everything. I have a lot of things to share on more topics, but right now we'll pass it on this one, that customer experience is everything. So there are a lot of points I'll share on the later on.
माइक है क्या ऑन करके देख दूसरा
The first theme is role of technology in enhancing customer satisfaction and experience. That's the broad theme. But what I thought, maybe Ram can throw some light on what kind of technologies are working behind the scenes. If that's something that you would like to talk about in the organizations that you have worked for that support this entire customer experience. What technologies, how is it getting weaved in together?
As very beautifully put by Sneha in detail, that how technologies are working, and I'm sorry, but I don't see pen and paper in hands. So do you think you will remember everything? Okay. Well, anyways, try to point it, note it down on your mobile phones if required. But if you go out in the industry, you will see that how technology, like put by Sneha, is combining with the marketing and the top leaders. For example, a tool called Python, which is a very famous tool, and we have developed a software out of it. It's a very interesting story actually happened. I will share that in just a quick minute. In Snapdeal, there were orders coming, deliveries were done, and then refunds were also being done. So just imagine, you are buying laptop, let's say of 1 lakh rupees. You took money from your father, or you said, okay, I have this laptop, and you thought that I will give it, but it came back to your account. So, so I led that project, and it was called RTO delivery. And of course, manually it was impossible to do it, because in a day, Snapdeal was getting 150,000 orders. I'm not saying specific numbers, just to round off. 150 plus orders in a day. And if you take out your Excel or copy, or it cannot work. So we went to our IT department and we gave them the idea that this is happening. They build a software to put a block on this. So that once the products are delivered, and once the proper, so product delivery doesn't mean that only the hard copy or the hardware which is delivered. After that also, like how much quick feedback emails are sent. How quick, because customer, just relate with yourself. If you are going from Uber or any company, and the driver is not coming, you are getting very late, and you think, man, I need to give my feedback. But the feedback button is not there. Then you see customer care, where is that? It is also not there. So all these things in the tool are integrated by technology, and it all results in a good customer experience. So that's what I've seen from my experience, but I'm sure panelists have much more things to add on to this. Thank you.
So I want to take you to, the topic says role of technology in customer experience. What I would want to take the next 5 minutes for all of you is, Let's see. So according to me, it's not a role. I think technology has disrupted entire consumer journey maps. So my touch points, so talking of a paints industry, let's go back 20 years and I'll give you a consumer perspective and how the organization I feel was very proactive in identifying the future need and sort of ramping it the process. So 20 years back, you would have to paint your house and paint, mind you, is a very high involvement purchase. It's a very expensive purchase. Typically, you don't go through the cycles every year. It's a pretty invested job that one has to do, especially if it's your own house, a dream house you are building to paint it. You are willing to go to any extent to just be right that you don't want to have any dissonance. I took a shortcut, I selected the wrong shade, wrong paint. So 20 years back, the journey was pretty linear. You would go to a dealer store. We have close to 50,000 1 lakh dealers across India. You would go to dealer shops, ask them which paint should I do, what range the paint falls in, what color paint do you want. And the dealer would mostly help you with a contractor to do the job. You will take the material, you will have the person execute it at your house and your house is painted. Pretty much, exceptions apart, that is how the consumer journey looks like. Now, as an organization internally, from a measurable sales standpoint or a market share standpoint, I don't have a challenge. My sales are just as good, my market share is just as good. But the same consumer now, over the past 2 decades, is exposed to hundreds of technological interventions. I, as a consumer, have an app in Swiggy, have an app in Zomato. I just happen to order seamlessly. Now, in this era, going through such a painstaking process to do a painting, while I might be willing to do it, but definitely if you probe me, I'm not happy about it. So I am saying as an organization, to my previous point, how legacy organizations actually have upped the ante. I was very clear what Asian Paints did. They said, okay, first thing, 20 years back, you launched a sampling pack. It was a small sample, you could paint the wall and actually see it, rather than having a shape cut reference. Next, they had a color visualizer. You go to a dealer shop today, 30,000 dealer stores in the country. 30,000 is not a small number. Are equipped with a complete virtual reality setup. You go, show them a floor map, show you on the wall how the paint looks like, you do the selection. You have a swatch which gives you the exact shade on a substrate. You can touch and feel it's no longer a see and then you sort of correlate and then you go wrong. Then in terms of feedback, Asian Paints, if I'm giving you paint as a service, forget paint as a product, that still manages through these interventions. In a service, whereas a company is offering you a service, today it can't be a case that you are not happy because a paint service typically takes a week, 10 days. It's not a linear service, which is delivered quickly. In 10 days today, a consumer can't stand a case wherein he has to reach out to someone to give feedback, then wait for a call back, then rectify. Today you have an app where you just log in and say, I'm dissatisfied. As an organization, I know, okay, this is in between, this is not the final feedback, but this consumer needs attention. So I feel it's very important to look at it both internally as an organization, as other panelists also said, the entire role of automation, CRM, proactive communication, timing it all together. But I would say just think of it as a consumer and how it has transformed. 10 years back, if I had to get a packet of milk, my journey was to go to a shop and get it. Today I am in middle, I might just open LinkedIn and get it delivered in 10 minutes. Without even realizing, I have seen this transformation with me. Vis-a-vis, if I talk to say my mother, she'll sort of not associate with it. For her, it's the primary method to go and get it. And I can have debates and debates that no, this is the better way, that's the better way, it's just 20 bucks here, 20 bucks there. But I'm saying that's how these consumers have evolved. So I definitely feel, on this theme, there is a lot of merit in going back and reading that what organizations have done and so see, one scenario could be reactive. You were seeing that you were declining, you reacted to it and you adopted technology. But I feel true differentiation is with organizations who are very proactive and far-sighted in seeing this change and sort of adapting to it rather than being okay, now this is gone, this is an imperative that I can survive. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you on this point. Over to you, ma'am.
So it's interesting that you mentioned the paint industry. And I think about 5 years back, when the at our institute we offered an elective for customer experience management. And around the same time, I was getting my house done. And the first thing I did was look up on the mobile, okay, which company has something that I can, AR, VR had already arrived. So I wanted to take a picture of my wall and check how a color will look there. And Asian Paints have that. So I was very pleased. Okay, they have really arrived. So as a customer, I didn't have to look for it. But a paint company had already given me an experience like my son has playing his video games. That I can, color up my walls the way I want. I could do a texturing and I could see how it looks in my house instead of something on a shape. And of course, I did point out many things, being a faculty member out of habit, you start telling them. So they also had a designer come over who kind of helped me look at, okay, this color doesn't look nice, this looks nicer, etc., etc. And all of that happened, but I think I'm a finicky customer over time. The entire billing of that, the email, contract, all of that happened after all the paint job was done. So, for example, if I have contracted Asian Paints today or XYZ Paints today, saying, okay, this job has to be done. My whole experience with the mobile, the AR, VR, the experience with the designer was great. At the same time, there is an email that comes from the company saying this job is given to so and so, and we are happy to do this job, blah blah blah. This is the rate, etc. All of that was communicated to me verbally. Those emails, I think about 5 of them, came one after the other as soon as the job was finished. So I called the sales guy. "Bhai, क्या हो रहा है? मतलब तुमको अपना sales close करना है तो तुमने ये 5 मुझे भेज दिया ये साथ साथ क्यों नहीं हुआ process के साथ?" So you have, when we meet first, you send me an email that we met today and so this is your requirement, this is what you sent. वो क्यों नहीं किया? हम टेक्नोलॉजी अभी अपडेट हो रही है, वो मुझे आता नहीं है सबसे करना, वो मेरा मैनेजर करता है, तो मैं तो काम करता हूँ. So that is the, yeah. When we say technology, I think if the other panelists can also talk a little bit about the people part of it. So there is something which we call as the technology adoption. How are people, Salesforce employees, adopt the technology to enable the customer experience?
Sure. That's a very good point actually. How, because see, when we talk about customer experience, how actually our customers are also adapting to it. Is it simple to use? Because generally, for example, we developed a tool on this software of Oracle, and basically we were studying the customers' feedback, that how they are studying. A very good point made that there is a big communication gap. So that's also one of our role, that how to make sure that a complete communication is there between the end customer and the top management, because also sometimes when the guy is there for the delivery, or in fact this thing happened in Snapdeal. We were facing challenges that you might have also heard of, that delivery guys were rude, and at the delivery point they were not polite with the customer, or someone opened the door very this thing. So I personally went for inspection, and we were sitting before the delivery guy who arrived, and then we checked, and also we did arrange the trainings for all the delivery guys also. So I mean, not holding the back we went, but we kind of went before the delivery guy will be there to check how the end customer feedback will be. And like Dr. Satna is a current example of your customer service, which is coming on live stage to you. But yes, there are more things to add on this, but due to time constraint, I will finish here. But
Okay, as Rahul was talking about the gaps and survey talking about the gaps. Let me tell you, the gap between I'll surely tell up from the technical point. Okay, so when you gather some requirements from a company or from your customer, and you show that okay, you will be doing this, that, everything, whatever is the requirement, that's the requirement. You will be doing these things. when you try to deliver it and the customer is not satisfied, stating that, okay, no, we wanted it somewhat like this, but you have done it somewhat like that. We want, suppose, an example, if I work for an insurance company, Express Script. So recently they came up with a form, like once a payment is done with the premiums are paid for an insurance. After it is done, I want the customer's name, second name to come first and first name to come second. That was a requirement. We cannot do anything about it. But in India, I mean, in a US side, it's a culture. Like second name has to come first. But in India, we don't have a culture like that. We normally do first name and then second name. Okay. So as the developers are from India, they did the way we wanted it. But the customer was again like they were shocked. How come this can happen? No, no, we did not want that. We want second name first and first name second. So definitely we, as a gap, we can mention that there was a gap between the communication that we assumed that they wanted name, not first and second. We did not go into so much details, and that was a miss from us. But again, we were very positive about it to take up like, okay, there was a mistake, and we will be able to correct it, and we delivered it as soon as possible. Like within 2 days, we corrected it, tested it, and delivered to the customer. Same way, the customer was very much like. Not happy, they were overwhelmed because although being a gap, we were able to deliver the things in proper manner, corrected and delivered it at the pace what they wanted. So yeah, if there is a gap, we are supposed to correct it and then come back in a pace and try to fulfill that gap. Not like if the gap exists, we are supposed to take that gap and like no, we cannot work like that. We have this gap and that. We cannot come up with any excuse because customers are the priority for any organization, right? So yeah, summing up my answers for this. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. The next two questions are related. So if you would like to take them together, you can do that as well. So the first one, the first theme, sub-theme is around factors that account for excellence in customer satisfaction and experience. And the third one is on best practice for creating a customer-centric culture. So in a way, they are related. And when I was looking up what might be some of the attributes that drive customer experience. From one research, I will just list out the top responses that people have on most important attributes of customer experience. So this is from end customers, and this is B2C. So in that, the responses are fast response times, consistency across channels, knowledgeable staff, clear, consistent messaging, a person to speak with, multiple contact points, and easy to use tools for service. So these are some listed attributes. When we go across industries, this may vary. So for example, we were talking about paints. Only yesterday I was in a meeting with somebody from the paint industry, but B2B. And they do, let's say, automotive paints. So for them, the attributes were very different. These are long-term contracts. So the attributes are very, very different. So, we have people from FMCG, technology, e-commerce, and so this is just a list. And if they were to start thinking about the drivers of customer experience and customer satisfaction within their own industries, would they be different or would they be same, or there are some other things that we would like to add? So maybe we can start.
Thank you. So, see again, as ma'am, there are 2 points. So, overall, overarching theme, if you ask me, frankly, and not because of the virtue that I'm here and I'm speaking to you guys, but I genuinely am a firm believer that customer centricity, I think in this decade is no longer an option for an organization. If you are not customer centric, I feel you are bound to perish over a very finite horizon. That too not a long horizon, very finite horizon. So I don't essentially believe in the fact that you could just say, okay, as a hygiene, I am also a customer centric organization. However, having practically worked across organizations, I see a lot of difference in the way it is designed internally in an organization. So customer centricity can't be a pillar which operates in silo in your overall organizational strategy and vision. You can't be saying I have X, Y, Z team and I also have a customer centricity team. And that if that's the structure, you have a presence, but I don't believe you are, that doesn't make you a customer centric organization. Customer centric organization, in a customer centric organization, the customer has to be around whatever the other verticals feed into. I happened to be just after my MBA, I was doing a market, I had a very senior person with me. He told me one thing which frankly has stuck with me. So I was a management trainee. As a management trainee, the job is just to learn and see how the job operates. He told me, how do you find work? We had a discussion. He told me one thing. He said, if you have a lot of problems, a lot of marketing problems with you, go and meet customers, you will find a solution. If you don't have any marketing problem, go and meet customers, you will find a problem. I am saying, for me, while now to me it sounds very obvious, but I am saying this statement captures that everything lies with the consumer. Identifying a consumer issue and then solving it. Finding the solution that is relevant to the consumer also lies with the consumer. So I think this entire narrative of constantly being with the consumer, tracking a journey. For example, ma'am as a consumer told me, I think which is bang on. There is no defense. There is a transmitter side that an organization is transmitting process, data, information. There is receiving, which the consumer actually receives. If you are not able to link this transmitter and you are not able to see the noises till the time it's received by the consumer, you are in a silo. You will never be able to crack it till the time you actually know what the consumer is receiving. From a B2B, B2C perspective that ma'am brought in, I feel certain tenets definitely cut across B2B and B2C deals. Facts like empathizing with the customer, assurance to the customer, the entire motive of reliability, tangibility. I think that's where it cuts across. Obviously, B2B is a very different game in terms of the longevity and the need to retain consumers. See, B2C consumer currently the state we are in, at least I feel, there is a definite upstick in the acquisition funnel. There is a bigger opportunity to have the acquisition funnel and maybe you go slow on retention and slowly build on retention. B2B for most spaces is a very finite space, vis-a-vis a B2C set. So as a business, if you don't make a retention funnel, the top funnel is a challenge. Beyond the point, how do you get people in the top funnel? If I am in a B2B industry which is 1 lakh customers, I can't be getting 10 lakhs. So my only objective of making the business sustainable is through retention. So I definitely think, so currently I'm in the out of home space. So I lead marketing for the out of home space. I have legend with me, Mr. Atul Mohan, who's worked in the same vertical as me. So, 10 years back. So I'll give you a quick context and then we move on. The vending machines. I am sure all of you would have seen vending machines in a lot of outlets, be it commercial, be it offices, hospitals. 10 years back, the need was the machine should work. The machine should serve you a cup of coffee. As long as it is done, it's transaction. Today, which product is it? How does the product feel? If the machine breaks down, do I call someone? That person comes, addresses, I'm losing 2 days of my business. So, as a technology, telemetry has to kick in. A breakdown can be handled remotely. What is the machine dispensing? Can that be tracked and told to a B2B operator how he's operating? So, I definitely think across industries, you will see more and more technology funneling in to make it more streamlined. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have on this. Over to other panelists. Sure.
And Vikat raised, he briefly mentioned something called the silos. Right? And I think when we say silos, that might require some attention in terms of how it impacts customer experience as well as the culture of customer experience. So maybe Rahul and then Sneha on this.
Sure. Yeah, that's culture. It's a very I would say it's a profound topic. I would say culture is everything. I mean, if we talk about how a business runs in industry, we can say it runs on 4 things. One is, of course, the finances, which you bring in. Then the second one is the market, where you are actually putting the finances and, you are finding people, those sort of things. And then I would say, if you would have seen things like Shark Tank, there are few mentors who are there, I would say, them as a third pillar, and fourth one, I would say as your actual product. So see, understand very clearly one thing. Product is just tip of the iceberg. Product is almost below the product. There are a lot of things which are going on. Okay, so when you reach out and when in few years you're going to work, always focus on things like teamwork. Focus on things like ma'am said, customer experience. Focus on these factors, and then it will be easy for you to adjust to the culture of the company. Understand the industry you are in. You can't apply the knowledge or the way of thinking of, I will say, FMCG to a network industry. Or a network industry mindset will not work in the FMCG industry. These are two different industries. Why? Their way of working is very different. FMCG is very fast, very active, and network industry is kind of working towards the repetitions, like you are delivering things. So I've worked in network industry also. I've worked on FMCG also. And being through these industries, I will say that few cultures which I have seen that companies are developing and we were using is one was voice of customer. We were running this program. So don't go by the names that, okay, voice of customer is something we need to do. No, it's a simple thing that you are collecting the data from the customers. And how would you do that? By the feedbacks, by the proper way of, that's why I was saying that, it should be very easy for you to collect the data. Because understand, your customer is the brand ambassador nowadays. Your amount of words, these things you have to work on. So voice of customer is very important. And when it should go to the top leads that, okay, this impression we have, this is the data we have, then these sort of things we do work with. Now, second thing I would say is the team. I read in a book that your team either breaks you or makes you. So developing a culture to learn from your team and also exchanging with them will help you a lot. Because this example I would like to share quickly, there was a team member, his name is Prashant, he was from Hyderabad. And he was interested in learning supply chain. Why? Because his father was running a company and he wanted to go back and implement his learnings into his company. Now, when we connected, and I made sure that he is getting experience and learnings from the senior people in our company. And when he learned those things, he felt that, okay, my values are being taken care of. And I mean, surprisingly, results were coming from this guy. I mean, he will finish his job, then he will ask somebody else also, like, do you have something pending? I will do that work for you. And when you have that sort of culture in your organization, in fact, in college also, you will see that things are going on a different level. And how this will happen? Because if you will develop things like, I would say, law of value. Law of value is nothing but it's very simply put that you are giving more in value than you get in reward or in, I would say, payment. Don't think that customer is he wants mobile. No, why companies like iPhone and this thing is going so fast? And you would like to say some pointers on this? Why iPhone or companies like these, Apple and these are so famous? Anybody from students? Guys, come on, let's interact because I have a few more minutes. Then I don't know. Hopefully, many people meet. But come on, any responses is a good response.
Customer experience.
Yeah.
Customer experience.
Okay. See, some feedbacks are coming. Any student? Yes, come on. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Innovating the technology.
And anybody else?
Product, it's something called brand associated, like keep up iPhone.
Yes.
So you're creating a brand like yourself.
Yes, that's true. But okay, I would like to know if anybody knows that how iPod was developed. Okay, no worries. Go ahead and research on this. It was all a teamwork. So developing a culture and let me give you guidance. This guy was in Thailand and he was working for a company called Toshiba. So Toshiba hard disk was used first time for iPods. And how Steve Jobs came to know about this was through his team member. So, I mean, that's one thing I would like to leave with is that read books, okay? Read a lot of books. There are a few good writers and it will make you relevant. Look at Ratan Tata. I mean, so aged and old company, but it's still so relevant. In IPL, giving car like you hit the car and I will give 5 lakh rupees in donation. What is this? This is being relevant. So books will keep you relevant. Now, sorry, coming back to there are a few more things which I wanted to share on this topic that you should align or develop a culture where you are aligned your goals with your visions. Now, what do you mean by that? Vision. What is vision? Anybody would like to share on this vision? What is vision means? Okay, see, vision is just like you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, this is what I want. But what you want will not come in reality. Why? Because you have to align with your goal. What is the difference between vision and goal? Goal is nothing but a vision with a date. Now, for increasing this, for customer-centric, I mean, so many things are there to share on this topic. But yeah, of course, you should be aligned and a continued regular market research should be done. Developing a culture of market research should be there by taking feedbacks, taking this, and as I'm sharing an example of Snapdeal, how the survey was done and the feedback was taken. In fact, last project I worked on is regarding an availability report, and through that report, in a month, in whole year, in fact, we saved 111 crores 1 year from just a simple small project. Our project of availability report, we saved our company this much. And how this happened? Again, teamwork. So guys, if you are studying with each other, trust me, be in a good link, communicate with each other, be in good tight bonds, and it will give you a lot of results like in future. Don't think of like, oh, what I am getting out of it. No, be good as of now. Be in team, have a good team. So these are kind of things, and culture-wise, this also we follow in the companies also, and it will help you in the company also. So I think I've taken more than time. Thank you.
Let me summarize my entire excellence part, customer excellence part, in just four basic topics. It's a contribution, commitment, competency, and character. Now, what do you mean by contribution? Contribution means what you can give to your customer. If customer has asked something about the software, you can give an add-on to that software. Okay, fine. This tool I have developed along with these facilities. That's a contribution you make towards a customer's needs. Commitment is the timeline, the deadline when the customer wants. Okay, I want this in the month of June. Okay, that is a commitment. You agree to it. Just deliver your projects on proper time. That's a commitment. That will help you get a relationship between you and your customer. Same way that will help you to build a relationship between you and your company. Like between me and my company, my commitments is the only bridge which will be stronger when I deliver my projects at proper time. Third thing is character. Character means your loyalty. Loyalty towards, I will definitely not say loyalty towards your company, but loyalty towards your customer. Customer base, because customer is like giving you all the data. As per insurance, what I mean, I have the entire data for customer, whether it is from your account number to your personal data to your maybe what disease you are facing. I'm not supposed to expose those data to anywhere. Okay, so that's a loyalty part that you have to build with your customer, and that is very much important. That will, that will help you to be in a brighter side of the customer's review. There will always be like, okay, this particular person or this particular company, because I present IPM to my customers. So that responsibility is with me. I have to be responsible for customers' data. So your character has to be like you have to be very loyal to your customers. And for this, competency. Competency means you have to be suppose if there is a new technology, why don't you go up, take that technology and deliver some the requirement to a new technology. What I mean to say is like customer will not tell you like what technology they want. They will say you, I want this too. It's your duty to take it up and build it at a proper, the latest technology, which would be much faster, much helpful, kind of like a way ahead than the late technologies. So just go for that. Thank you.
Sneha, thank you very much. How are we on time? Something in time? Are we good to close? No, we started at 12:15 and what's that? 10 minutes an hour. We still have 2 minutes. So I just like to kind of bring it together what we've said. And I think on the how part of it, we heard voice of customer, so something that the students can go back and think about. We heard about voice of customer from and voice of customer, you have numerous ways of capturing, from your call center to feedback to seeking it out to customers automatically giving it to you. Along with voice of customers, I also want to think about what we call today as the voice of employee and voice of process. So keep track of three voices as continuously telling you where are we missing. So VOC, VOP, and VOE. And Sneha, I think, focused quite a lot on how you keep your commitments. So it's about making a promise, which is the vision Rahul was mentioning. You are making a promise to the customer. So making a promise, enabling that promise through the processes, through people, and then delivering on that promise. That is what excellence is all about. So it's making a promise, making a commitment to the customer, enabling that promise by ensuring that there is technology, tools, work processes. Like I think Sneha was sharing before we started, that she switched an organization because another organization was more enabling. So the organization has to be enabling for people and technology to deliver and to keep the promise. And I think from Vikhya, what I'd like to take is what we said about being proactive, which is such a critical thing, and not thinking about customer centricity or customer experience or customer satisfaction is something that we have to do to keep up with the other organizations. There is no choice about this. All of us as organizations, as employees, as customers are looking for just that. And therefore, there is no choice about it. And therefore, the more organizations are proactively looking at improving the experience, the better they will be. So, have I missed out anything? Anything else? I think that bit too much for them. So, thank you so much for your patient listening. Of course, we will tell your faculty to ask you some questions or give you an assignment on what we did today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now the platform is open for questions.
I would like to ask the first question. What practices do your company follow for customer experience and customer satisfaction?
Specific panelists or anybody?
Anybody? Whole time.
See, in terms of a measure, what I see definitely is one NPS, as ma'am was talking, has been very relevant. Not that relevant in an FMCG space, but typically in a service scenario, obviously is a very important end metric. I would frankly just want to ask everyone to go back and read about NPS. How is it calculated? Why a detractor of set against a promoter? Just make some sense out of it. try and make some sense out of it, and don't look at it as a metric. It sounds very strange that in front of ma'am I'm talking about this, but just see, do you see a limitation to the metric? Why was the metric developed, not developed? Just be free when you go to a metric. But for me, as far as the question is concerned, I think NPS was a key metric to follow.
I got great point. Well, NPS is very important, but if you go in the basics, you will see that getting the data from the customer is very important. Then, what is the mode of the channel through which you are getting the feedbacks? That is another thing which is very important. Then, having the relatability with your expectations and your resources, because you can't say like next year I'm doing this, and the resources are not allowing you to do that. So you should match the expectations. That's why I was saying that vision and goal should be aligned together. Then all these things will end result into you promising a date of delivery, but delivering before that date. So if you are able to do that, just imagine if you placed an order and it is coming 2 days before, how good you will feel. And man, you will become an investor for that company. So those sort of things, how it will happen? It will happen by these channels. So again, these things are very simple. Just go to the basics and think, you will understand, okay, taking the feedback, implementing, expectation and match reality, vision and goal, these things. That's it. Thank you.
I think, as I mentioned, proactiveness. Be proactive to your customers. And as Rahul mentioned, feedback is very important. Take a consistent feedback from your customers. Ask them what went good, what went wrong, what they want to enhance, what they want to be corrected in the next, developments or something. So yeah, these two are the key factors as per me.
I think on some of the matrices that you could kind of go back and look at, of course, NPS is one, which is a quantitative measure. Nowadays, we also, and I think Vikas was pointing out to that. So, if you are giving me a 0 to score, Y of it is very important. So, not just the quantitative data, the qualitative data. That's important. So, we all got stuck with this term called big data, which is numeric data, quantitative data. I propagate, and a lot of companies these days propagate what is being called as small data, which is the qualitative conversations, observations that you make when you interact with customers. So one is NPS, that you have customer satisfaction scores. You also have customer effort scores. So if you are using Amazon or Myntra, any of the e-commerce apps, they often ask you how easy was it to use it. So customer effort score is another. Companies are working towards reducing customers' effort in using the product. So these may be some of the things.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a question. Can you
Please use the mic. Can somebody give the mic?
Okay. Ma'am, can you please brief like how color psychology affect the customer retention toward that company? Like
in user experience,
products, yes.
yeah, in design, the design of the app. So, anybody want to talk about it? Yeah, so I think there is a beautiful article by Cambridge University Press exactly on the same topic, which is called "How Color Psychology Impacts the Customer's Decision to Associate." So, what do we want customers to do? Spend more time on the ad. That's what we wanted to ask.
Yes, ma'am. Like you talk about the Asian paints, and if I talk about the designs of these products, these colors affect the customers to buy that product. So how like it affects like the way how the base it affects the customers toward.
Okay, so that's a topic in itself. I'll just give you a broad sense of it. So these days, the 4 Ps have got extended, and we talk about what is called as sensory marketing. So if you walk into a car showroom today, let's say a Nexa showroom, you will hear a particular kind of music. You will have a particular kind of scent, a certain kind of colors, let's say grey, black, blue. Now each of those, that combination itself signifies something to a customer. So possibly for Nexa, it signifies premiumness when you are, or else the colors that they are using. Similarly, other colors or the rest of the senses put together are actually being utilized together as a strategy to make sure the customer engages with the brand. So it's about the customer should not come to a website and leave. Similarly, he should not walk into a showroom and leave. So engagement then leads you to the next step. That's the first step. Uh,
Frankly, agree with what Ma'am said. But I was just sort of thinking about your question. See, as far as my understanding goes, not from a very literary or a topic grasp point of view, but I feel, for me, even if you individually think, I'm just thinking of it right now, every color in my mind signifies something. For example, I see a light shade, I see a pastel shade, there is a certain feeling it triggers in my head. There is a certain sense it brings to me. Some colors might be soothing to me. My sense is, if you sort of, for example, pastel colors as a color family, definitely there is a linkage to that. What this typically induces. For example, ma'am was talking about sensory marketing. Every smell triggers a certain relation in your mind. It could be your past experience, it could be your acquired experience. So I definitely feel while there could be multiple dimensions, but I think broadly we know. For example, gray has a sense of premiumness. For me, yes. When the moment she said, I was just thinking, yes, for me also that reflects the same. So I'm sure there is a whole lot of research that goes behind into bucketing these two specific communications. Probably I'll also have to read more about it, but yeah, that's what I thought.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Possibly need to look at culture as well. Different cultures have different meanings. I think we have some.
Okay, so I'd like to add a point as well. So, like I said, gray is premiumness, right? But how about gray color seats in the car? Wagoner Kia Nadu. Yeah? But then the gray color wall, right? Tesla. How many people know about the Tesla Roadster? Okay, so before COVID, I happened to take a test drive in one of their premier showrooms in the US. There is something called as a red room. So when you walk into a Tesla showroom, everything is white. Everything is white except for a small door. That's called the red room, right? And I was just asking them. I love the color red. Red is like my second favorite color. Black being the first. I asked, what is that red room? You know what they said? They said, A, our roadsters are the fastest vehicles on earth. So every roadster is made based on the customer, keeping them in mind. And red is like sport, like GT, right? So different colors would color has its own language, right? So that's basically what it is. And the only point I want to make is, and there's no one rule or one size fits all, but one color may signify something at a certain product, and the same color may signify something completely different to another product, right? So.
Anybody else willing to ask some questions?
किसको माइक दिखा था वो
Good afternoon. My question is to Ma'am
Zoom होता है इसमें?
Ma'am, as you belong to tech background, so it's
Zoom
very
करना?
difficult to customer satisfaction level to gain this customer
चल छोड़
satisfaction because in tech we keep on adding things, adding feature, adding requirement. Suppose we have agreed on this, customer told that. So we would like to add something, this feature, this feature.
चल छोड़
So they keep on adding this feature. So how you apply this customer satisfaction in that?
Okay, let me start. What happens like when you go on gathering the requirements, they come up with a very basic requirement. Okay, we want something, suppose a car to be built like this. Okay, when you try to build it, they come with the more specification, this color, they want these buttons to be there. Okay, it's a a drawback, but keeping in mind that yeah, they are your customers, You have to proactively listen to them first. Okay, be a proactive. Okay, or instead of first building it, you can proactively ask them what specific colors you want. Like I gave you an example, like how what we did. First name and last name was missed out. So being a proactive person, you can go and ask them, okay, what specific colors you want, what specific buttons you want. Let us know that okay, these things you want in your software. So okay, even if some requirements are missed, don't let them come up with a complaint. Just ask them that okay, give us what we say as like response time. Your response time, although you understood that okay, a requirement was missed or something happened to my requirement, we were not able to deliver 100%. Let's respond quickly. Come up with a plan that okay, as we have discussed, we want some more specifications. Let us come back in a week or so and we'll be able to deliver it. Put your team together and start working on it as soon as possible. Okay. See, when you start working on a requirement, the basic first thing what is managed by your management is your money things. Like, okay, how much employees will be into this particular requirement? How much we are going to get from the customer? Leave that behind. Start working on it. If you deliver something before time, exactly what they want, like a combination of everything. Okay. So in that point, customer will be having this thing in your mind that okay, I can approach to this person, this particular company, and I can ask them this. Okay, I want something to change. They are going to positively respond, not like negatively. If you're not doing, I'm so sorry. No. So positive attitude, response time, and then definitely proactiveness is all the key factors that I think will be able to help you on this. Thank you.
That's very, very well put by Sneha. Although adding on to this, when any update comes, for example, so see, I would like you to think in this way. Henry Ford, when he was developing cars, he was asked that what made you build these cars and all, and he said, see, if I would have asked people that what do you want, they would have said, I want faster horses. Nobody would have said that I want cars. Okay. So when the updates are coming, you see them today. But for industry, it is happening 2, 3 years ago. By the time you are using iPhone 14, already iPhone 16 or 17 is being planned. So you think iPhone 15 is coming now? No, it's for you. For industry, it's already done. It's a past thing. Now, if you think on the management way that how these things happen in industry, let's see, it's a project which starts with, of course, with the proper billing cycle or billing that okay, how much finances will go into this, a research part is there in this, and also then the management is put in place, then the researchers are coming together, then there are green belts, green idea contributors. Like I'm a green belt, so I will contribute from my side. How I will contribute is also planned. That I will give new ideas. As of now, I have given personally 8 ideas in my company to improvise. Then there are a few lean ideas also. They will come together, okay? Now, the update is coming. IT, marketing, customer service experience people, green belt, lean, they all are part of the project. And they all come under the same umbrella. And their teams and then divided. And then people like vice president, they are all leading at the top. They're taking all the things under one umbrella. Like this, then it goes to the IT department to check the feasibility. You can ask for anything, na? It is not possible, then what can be done? So in advance, they check the feasibility. Once it is done, then it goes into testing. Then once testing is done, updates are coming and it will be executed. Then if you would have heard of beta testing, which is nothing but, people are taking. So they will do that testing. Once that is fulfilled, then it will come to the platform. But think by that way, that for the updates, no, don't be surprised. In company, if you see, man, this is happening already. No, they are always working 2, 3 years advance. They are planning for it. So when the updates are coming, then they are implementing.
Mostly they are aware of it, but sometimes it happens that when Salesforce came or when Java tool came, it was like this. Sometimes it was taken by surprise, but mostly they are all planned. And once those surprising things will come, simple. Think of it. What you will do, you will research on it first. So you will make the team of research. They will go research, give the data, like iPod. I told you. So you go and study that topic, how it was developed. That is the cycle. So think of it like this. I don't know. Might be I was able to help you with this answer. If you have on without taking.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my question is that how do you determine the how much amount should be spent or how much amount a company should spend in improving the customer experience?
If we've understood your question correctly, you are saying how do companies estimate?
Determine that how much spend they should spend in increasing the customer experience.
So how much to spend on improving customer experience, right?
So, as we have been talking about linking your goal, vision all together, frankly, there isn't a straight line method to plot this influence. At least my experience tells me that if I have to sort of upgrade my process to be more customer centric, my people to be more customer centric, my products in a lot of cases to be more customer centric, see, definitely it can't be a X or Y amount I put. The first thing that, at least for me, has to flow is what I'm trying to do. What is the objective? The objective of it is upgrading the customer experience, and the challenge in reality is customer experience in the business needs go hand in hand. So it can't be that one day I get up and I say I want to be the most customer centric business. I, as you rightly pointed out, spend X, Y, Z on this thing. Because there is a P&L to be managed in real world. It's not dealing. So I would say typically because of this very fact, mostly at least for legacy FMCG brands that I am able to think of or relate to, this happens in phases. It's not a complete revamp of the entire process chain because that the resources, no one has that kind of resources and timings. There is a continuity that has to be maintained. Obviously, you typically in big matrix organizations, you have teams who will sort of improvise on processes, make processes, and then sort of, those processes cross flow to all teams. But that the budget is tangible. The budget has to be, if I have to give it a very monetary fillip, has to be factored in the overall organizational outlook for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. But I don't see, why you cap it at a certain level, you cap it basis certain projects and you fast track certain projects. But always the challenge is what projects to fast track, what are the projects, maybe a Pareto's law, 20% of the process changes might lead in 80% of the upliftment of my consumer experience. So I frankly don't know if there is a tangibility to this answer, that this is how it's determined, but I think definitely there is a lot of 360-degree thinking you have to do on prioritizing what you want to do first and evaluate results and move forward. Yeah.
Sorry, I keep adding on to points. So the one simple tangible way is how the Banyans do it. I don't know how much Airtel is gonna invest in terms of the customer experience, but I think the Airtel Black thing came in and a lot of things happened, right? So simple factor is invest 30% of the revenue that you generate from your customers. I'm not talking about retention is actually the customers that you have in your organization, let's say X, you would be generating an X amount of revenue from the top 20% of your customers, right? 30% of that revenue has to go towards, at least 30% of that revenue has to go towards your budgeting for that entire year. However, companies like Rolls-Royce would feel differently, right? Because each of their customers are worth
maybe 10,000 of Airtel customers put together, right? So that again depends upon the industry. I agree to you, there is no one answer to this, but if you talk about B2C, I think 30% of the 20%, so the top 20%, uska 30% has to go towards all customers.
Thank you, audience, for the questions.
Now, for the valedictory address, I would like to introduce Colonel Sumit Sharma, Sena Medal, who is an alumnus of the prestigious Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. So, was commissioned in the 13th Battalion of Jackline in December 2001. So, has rich experience of serving in Jammu Kashmir, Northeast, and tough terrains of Siachen Glacier. So, has participated in Operation Parakram, Operation Hifazat, and Operation Raksha. So has been awarded Sena Medal, Gallantry, and also been awarded GOC NC Commendation Card in the year 2005 and 2012 for his distinguished services. So represented India in the UN mission Congo 2013. So has served as military observer at United Nations mission in Congo in 2012 and awarded UN Post Commanders Appreciation Card. So has served at operational areas of Dras, Srinagar, Siachen, Leh, More on Myanmar border. So commanded 13 Jackline from 2017 to 2019 at Bandipur, Srinagar. Presently soliciting the appointment as Colonel, training at Headquarter Delhi area. Now, I would like to invite Sir to grace the occasion.
Firstly, good afternoon to all. On behalf of the management of AINT, welcome and thank Mr. Ramalingam, the Chief Marketing Officer, Future Analytica Private Limited, Mr. Rupram Chaudhary, Head Sales, Mother Dairy Private Limited, Dr. Abhishek Singh, Regional Manager, Britannia Private Limited, Mr. Atul Mohan, Business Consultant for Small Business, Dr. Sapna Popi, Professor of Marketing, IIT Ghaziabad, Mr. Vikrant Kansal, Head Marketing for Beverage Nestle Private Limited, Mr. Rahul Kumar, Delivery Lead, Sara Creations, Ms. Neha K. Singh from Business Lead from IBM, we have Commodore Shahu, and the esteemed dignitaries and the distinguished speakers. It was really a privilege to be listening to all the ideas and the knowledge which you all have in this field. And I could write something when I came here, but I don't think it holds any relevance after having gone through about all the experience which I saw it here. So I just jotted a few points on my own to just understand like what all it entails to give a talk like this, to have a discussion like this. When I was sitting here, I was just thinking about something that how much time and what do I do? I do when I get up in the morning about like any brand which I use for anything, right from soap till anything, iPhone or anything. What all does it take? What I want. First is like what I want in the day. Like today, what do I have to buy? Then suddenly, like the second time thing comes is why I want this. And the third thing is, why should I always want this? And why not else? And why should I change this thing to another thing? So I think all these answers came on to this thing which has been written out here to say about this customer service excellence, experience, retention, and acquisition. So this is a very interesting topic, and you being marketing student, MBA management students, it's a really a thing. I think it's more to do with thinking and applying all those things on ground, which are not that difficult, but you really require the expertise of these esteemed people who have shared their experience with you, with their knowledge, with their data, with the technology. So these are the things which, as a management, part of the management, I'm really thankful that they could give this knowledge to you all. Second thing is, I was not to say much about this, all the things which have been already been spoken, but small thing which I would understand it to say that how, as an Army Management Institute, and this management fraternity who's sitting out there, how do we gel together and what is the peculiarity or anything? So for this, I would like to say the panelists out there would not be knowing or maybe knowing, but I would also try to emphasize on the subject, is these are the students from the army background. Like all these kids are from the army background and others have been working and out there with their experience, they've learned a lot. So first thing is about this is just not a group of students who've been into this kind of a management institute by just coming from Delhi or from Bombay or anywhere who are sitting out here. I'm very sure and I always feel proud about it that these are the people in which I can say which the strengths which you hold, which can easily be incorporated into the management field and you can do the best or in your abilities is to say that you people have been coming up from different places and in within these 16, 18 years, when you are 20 years, when you are here, I'm very sure you would have seen 5 to 6 places in your lifetime or you would have changed so many schools to be here today, to be sitting here. So the first thing which comes out in my mind is that about knowing your customer. If someone is specified to a one place, he interacts with only one kind of people. So he's got like mindset, these people require this thing, this is how it is to be done, and this is how I will do. But you people have got this strength of having interacted and been at places which, if you remember in your school time only, that is good enough for you to understand what that group of people want, what is their requirement, and how things work out. So this is one of the versatile kind of a strength which you all children and students out here you have. Second is about the quality which also is very important and also seen, I'm very sure you would have seen with your parents is to say the humane and the loyalty touch which they've been harping upon about small quality things which they talk about. They're talking about being loyalty, having a human approach, understanding the customers. All these things which they've been speaking about is a thing which you already have. So, as per me, if I just see with the experience and the strengths you hold, and with the knowledge which they gave you today, I'm very sure it's going to help you out. But second thing is also a small bit of drawback which can easily be made out is the technology background of the people and students coming from different parts of the country. And to say that maybe you are not that tech savvy as the people out here who studied in Delhi. So that is the part which you need to, I think, focus on with your strengths, focusing on the technology and with the knowledge which this institute and this fraternity can give you. I'm very sure you're going to really do wonders in this subject which we spoke about today. And to connect it finally and to say it all, I can just say as an army there is a book called Art of War by Sun Tzu. So if I just for enemy read customer. So if you just see that there's a beautiful quote in which to say if you know yourself and you know the enemy, you don't need to think about result of 100 wars. But if you know yourself, you don't know the enemy, that is the customer, whatever victory you get, you will face defeat. And if you don't know yourself and neither the enemy, then you're going to succumb in every battle. So I think like this marketing kind of a thing, along with this art of war, they gel together. That is how it goes together to just make it happen.
Because war is a place where we also fight for survival. There is no option. And this is also a field, industry is also a field where you have to fight for your survival. There is no option. So better do it properly. And the last thing I just want to say is thank you all from the management side. I thank you all and all the best to all the students and do well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to invite Air Commodore Dr. Jain Kumar Sahu, Director AIMT, to felicitate our guests with a token of gratitude. Colonel Sumit Sharma, Sena Medal. Dr. Sapna Popli, Professor of Marketing, IMT Ghaziabad. Thank you. Mr. Vikrat Kansal, Head Marketing of Beverage, Nestle Private Limited. Thank you, sir. Mr. Rahul Kumar, Delivery Lead at Sara Creations. Thank you, sir. Ms. Neha K. Singh, Delivery Lead at IBM. Thank you, sir.
Now, I would like to invite Dr. Pallavi Bhardwaj, Area Chair Marketing, to deliver the vote of thanks.
So, Benjamin Franklin once expressed with brevity, well done is better than well said. Customer service excellence and experience is an old wine in a new bottle. I hope you all are aware of a case study of Sainsbury, with Sainsbury changing its tiger bread name to giraffe bread on suggestion of 3.5-year-old girl to United Airlines delaying flight for a dying mother. There are uncountable incidents that have made them the successful brands they are. Good afternoon, one and all. And on behalf of AIMT family, I feel privileged to extend the vote of thanks to the august gathering we have on this occasion. My heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Sapna Popli, Professor of Marketing, IMT Ghaziabad, for moderating the session. Ma'am, I must say that your presence has really inspired and encouraged all of us. Thank you so much. A very special thanks to the galaxy of eminent panelists, Mr. Vikrat Kansal, Head Marketing of Beverages, Nestle Private Limited. Thank you, Vikrat. Mr. Rahul Kumar, Delivery Lead, Sara Creation, and Ms. Sneha K. Singh, Delivery Lead, IBM Private Limited, for sharing their experience when their company practices on customer service and experience. Next, I would like to place on record our thanks to Colonel Sumit Sharma, Sena Medal, Colonel Training Headquarter Delhi area, for sparing his valuable time and making himself available today to support us. Thank you, sir. This seminar would have not been possible without the tireless efforts of our student coordinators who have worked for extended hours to put the smallest details in place. Thank you, everyone. Our appreciation to my dear students for whom this seminar is dedicated. Our sincere thanks to Dr. J.K. Sahu, Director, AIMT, for his constant guidance and support all the time. Thank you very much, sir. I'm thankful to my faculty colleagues and non-teaching staff whose tireless efforts have made the Marketinar a successful one. And last, I would like to thank my nuclear counterpart, Dr. Shilpa Tandon, for her enduring commitment and support all the time. Thank you, Dr. Shilpa. I must say that if time is money, then today you have spent millions for us. So once again, I convey my sincere thanks to one and all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Now, I will request the faculty and the guests for a group photograph.
Just for all the student coordinators.
All the student coordinators are requested to join the group photograph as well.
सिर्फ वो बाहर आपका
अरे कौन सा कॉल है कॉल करते एक बार